7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 278. I'm your host, Travis. We're here in the TLR Coatings studios. In studio with me tonight, he's back. You asked for him. Co-host Cole.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? I've seen some of the comments, and back by popular demand, maybe?
Look, let's just have a better show than Justin, all right?
Yeah.
Justin doesn't argue with me anymore.
No?
No.
What's going on?
He lost all that weight, and it allowed the blood to start circulating to his head, and he realized that I was a lot smarter than what he thought I was.
You think that's what it is?
I think that's 100% what it is.
Or do you think it's like Sexton keeping his head down like this for more blood flow?
We'll get into that one.
Yeah.
We'll get into that one because I'm excited about that. So
That's
it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. I'm glad to have you
been a
here. We ran into each other at the Leap.
Yeah. I had
week.
a cameo in the Freddie Noren crash.
You got a cameo on the... So speaking of that, the first angle I put up that Mike from Holsterco sent me, have you seen the views?
Yeah, but did you hear AP on Pulp? AP was like, yeah, I saw the video on Instagram, and I was like, I bet I know which one he saw.
I know exactly what one that is.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, that thing has like over 900,000 views.
Does it?
We're probably going to get 1 million.
Well, the second one I thought was better.
The second one's a way better angle because I was standing up on the bleachers because he sent it to me and I had a whole... I only took not quite 200 videos between Friday and Saturday that I had to go through after I got home Saturday and figure out, okay, which ones are even worth using because there were some that weren't.
Dude, you should have went straight to the Leap crash. That's the one you go straight to.
It's okay because he sent that to me, so I had it literally... readily available, which is why we posted it. So, so that's a thing. That is a thing, and I texted him. I was like, "Dude, I think your video is going to be the first one to get us to 1 million views." And he said, "I'll wait for my check in the mail."
I'm sure he did. I
knew
the something like that was
told
coming.
him no problem. That 10% of $4 was not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Which 1 million views on Instagram, not actually that much.
No.
I mean,
I've done 4.8.
I mean, I literally looked it up earlier, and I don't know if it's counted all 900,000 views or not yet. It's like $36.
Nice. I mean, that's
I mean, it's better than kicking
Does
the
that
nuts.
pay for a general admission ticket?
But
Is that a pit
no.
pass?
Oh,
okay.
We're about half of a pit pass right now off of that video.
Wait, we got a new sponsor here?
Yeah, dude, Captain Morgan on board with us this
All right.
week. It's fucking sweet. Actually, this is the first week we're not actually using Captain Morgan here, so it's going well. So,
right. Yeah.
But let's get into sponsors here.
Yeah.
So first up, show presented by Complete Racing Solutions, and this month we are highlighting the Coach Rob podcast. His intro or Navigating Amateur Motocross podcast, that's what it's called. See, I don't get fined because I remember the actual name. Navigating Amateur Motocross podcast is absolutely awesome. Last month's show was with Andrew Short, probably talking about how he's getting turd to the top. I love that he calls his kid turd, like in public, and that's what everybody refers to him as, is turd. I mean, I heard like he was on Pulp or something. And he was like, "Yeah, so we'll see if turd qualifies." I'm just like, "Wait, this is really how we're doing this, huh?"
Yeah, man, that poor kid.
I love Andrew Short for that. And his newest show, which I'm not sure if it's out yet, is gonna be the one and only Tony Alessi. You want to talk about somebody who can teach you how to navigate all the highs and lows of amateur motocross? It's going to be a great listen. Some of the first shows he did, like with Derek from HP Race Development and things like that, which I listened to those first couple. They were awesome. He also has a Navigating Vet Motocross show too, with some of us vet guys, not me, because I'm not navigating that at all, but some other guys who know what they're doing. So make sure to go check those out and check out all the stuff, including you can get your custom blended energy fuel They're at CompleteRacingSolutions.com. So make sure to check that out. As I said, we're in the TLR Coatings studio here. So if you need custom powder coating work, make sure to check them out. Gutter Worx, going to be bringing you our 450 race recap. We got the Gutter Worx shirt.
Hang on.
We
Check
got the
this out,
Gutter
though.
Worx shirt. Check out the
shirt.
back.
What's that say, Travis?
Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.
Yeah.
We got to get those. We got to get those made for Redbud next year.
These shirts?
Yeah, we got to get a Gutter Worx Moto Aftermath collab.
Right. So the back of this one, they should put like Barsha's face or something on it.
Be awesome. Be awesome. Flo Racing going to bring you our 250 race recap there. I have a holster code reload rant. You got a rant? Did you come prepared with a rant?
I don't know. I could probably find one.
You seem a little more loose program here compared to Supercross. You show up for the show, you like notes out everything. I don't see a notepad.
Yeah, I am
this
a little
is much looser.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Summer, every day's a Saturday.
We've got our Isaac Nelson Designs Digging Danger Zone. And there's a lot to break down there with what happened during this race.
Yes.
There is merch in the merch shelf down below if you guys want to support us, including VRM shirts. There's Moto Aftermath shirts, so make sure to check that out. And the one other way I want to talk about supporting us here, which I just launched the other day, we now have a members area for the YouTubes, okay? It is $4.99 per month. And what I mean by we is I am going to start for the rest of this year. This is how this is going to work, okay? I'm going to do one live show per month, which is going to be on YouTube, and it will be members only. So that is going to be on a Thursday night. I haven't decided which one yet. It's not going to be this coming Thursday. I'll tell you that much. But it is going to be Thursday night from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, which means if you do join the members only section, it's going to be exclusive bench racing with me. And if Cole wants to show up or Justin wants to show up or anybody like that, it's going to be a Thirsty Thursday. We're going to have a little drink. We're going to talk quite literally anything because it's going to be a members only live. It's not going to be a live. And so for right now, we'll do that. I am hoping by Supercross season to transition into a weekly B-class bench racing show for our members, which will be Thursdays from 9 to 10 p.m., which will be live on a Zoom call by Supercross, okay?
Wow, you got a lot in the works here.
Tech savvy-wise, I'm technically stupid. So, getting the Zoom
isn't bad.
Getting the Zoom all set up, but I don't want to just shoot it with the camera on the laptop.
You can screen record. You got a Mac?
Not
yet.
I do, but not a nice one yet.
So you could pull the Zoom up, and there may be even a way in the Zoom software to screen record. I think there is.
Well, I got to figure that out.
I don't think it'd be hard to figure out, but
also with this, what I think we're going to start doing come Supercross 2025 is when we film the shows on Sunday nights, we're going to live stream the show for the members. So you'll be able to watch as we're filming the show.
Yeah, let's talk some shit.
Which is early access, basically. And then because we'll be live streaming to the members, your comments will be popping up on my iPad here, which means we can also do more bench racing with you. So you're going to get actually 2 opportunities to get live streams that no one else is getting, all for $4.99 a month.
Perfect. Hey, y'all's nuts. You better pony up that $4.99.
Buddy.
You better pony up.
That $4.99, y'all's nuts better get there.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to talk shit about your afro.
Yeah. So, again, we're just trying to... I know practically everybody's seen that Freddie video that I put up. All the Redbud videos have been going up all over the place. We'd like to be able to do more of that, which requires us to go to more races. So we're trying to raise some funds to get to more races at this point is what we're trying to do there. And we're trying to give you guys some benefits. I get a lot of requests, like I said, to do the show live, which we're not quite there yet. But I can take my old iPhone, set it up here, and stream it for you guys.
We'll figure something out.
As we go there for you guys that would like to watch it live. But you got to pay $4.99 a month to get that privilege right now.
No, you're just bringing them in just like that?
And on the show right now, It is friend of the show, Mr. Kevin Moranz. Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Bro, did you have any idea that you and I wore the same size gear?
What, do you wear a medium jersey?
It was schmedium. I mean,
There's no way you wear
Bro,
a medium.
he sent me a jersey the other day. I put it on last night. Solid.
Did you wear it to dinner? Like, what were you
No.
trying it
I
out?
put it on when I got home last night. I watched the races in it. It was solid. Was super solid. Of course, I was watching the races in like 480p, so I couldn't really see where Kev was at. But I was there in spirit.
I have a couple more questions.
Oh,
Hold
boy.
on, 480p? What?
Dude, I don't know. My internet wasn't doing well last night, so outside of like the top 10 that just stays stagnant at the top, the rest of them I couldn't read. So
yeah, I couldn't make them out.
no, not at all. So I did see you get lapped at one point. I think Craig passed you, and I was like, all right, we got some TV time. Sick. And yeah, that was pretty much it, man. But I was in the
to come
jersey.
by it outdoors.
I was in the jersey. I was repping.
Clean
Yeah,
jersey?
hey, I appreciate. Happy you like it.
Like race worn, unclean, like dirt on
clean.
it? Or?
No, clean.
Yeah, it's clean.
We don't need all the mud on there. That's
yeah.
not
You know, it was
necessary.
going to be a different level if it was like race worn, dirty, sweaty, and old boys wearing it.
No, I told Ashley,
Yeah,
I was
that'd
like,
be a little sus.
I told Ashley I could fit that. She told me there was no fucking way, and I said, watch this. And then I put it on.
So the
It's
pecs
a
were
stretchy
popping.
jersey.
Dude, so it fits actually really weird because I feel like there's a lot of room up in like the upper chest, and then it gets super duper tight. So all you riders are fucking shaped weird.
Well, have you
Yeah,
seen
I know.
Kev? Dude,
Well,
he's jacked.
It's probably because of chest protectors.
Okay, all right, that could be a thing too.
Because I have a massive chest protector, but also, I don't know. That's usually I didn't even think about that until now.
What
But I
do you
don't know
run?
How many other people wear?
A-Star?
I run an older style Liette.
Oh, Liat,
It's like
my
a-
guy. That's my
Yeah.
old domain.
Cole used to work there.
Dude. When I was with Liette, I don't even know. Let's say 2018.
So that's when I worked there.
2019. Yeah, 2018, 2019 is my favorite chest protector. They changed them up since then, but I always go back to like Amazon and I'll buy their old style one because it's like
That's
thick.
awesome.
It's like it's the whatever 3.5 or something like that.
Yep.
But it's thick,
So-
and that's the way I like it because when I
Likes it
eat
thick.
crap, I want it to actually protect me.
They're girthy for sure. They're girthy chest protectors.
Yes.
Wow.
No, that was
the road
that was
we're
back
going
in my
down.
time. And Kev, you probably got a lot of shit like I did for the helmet.
Oh yeah, big time, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody just is not good.
yeah. They finally came out with a good looking one, and that was about when I quit working there, and that was about when the
Yeah.
boot came out too. The boot was actually pretty good. Did you get to wear that?
No, I never got to wear the boot. No.
Yeah. I give them a lot of credit on the boot. That thing was actually pretty sick, but. Yeah, the
good.
helmet was definitely not winning in the style department.
No, dude. I got a lot of crap for that one.
Oh well.
All right. How was the race yesterday, my man?
Dude, it was good. Thank goodness your boy's slapping down heaters in quali 1. Did you see that?
No, I actually didn't watch qualifying. I was busy doing stuff, so.
I was sitting P16 overall after first qualifying session.
No
Hey,
shit.
let's go.
Yeah, I was kind of stoked about it. I was one of the few that did not go faster in the second session because track got a little bit rougher.
Okay.
Bike did not handle as well, and I got the 2 out of the 3 fast laps that you get, or about 4 fast laps you get in qualifying. Got screwed up. One was my fault. The second one was when Jason Anderson went down and had that weird little re-flip over situation.
Oh man.
Dude, the medic dude, like, I understand having a medic flag, but then there was a guy like pointing. So this is like after he did his front flip.
Okay.
Like, yeah, he wrecked, got back up, then he did his front flip thing, getting himself on the bike. Did you see that?
Yes.
So it was after that, and he was trying to get back on the bike again, and he had his bike picked up. I figured this out after the fact, but like I came off that step up, was coming into the corner, and like it wasn't even to do with the flag, it was just a dude pointing, and there's an inside rut. He was like, I went into that inside rut because there's the fastest line, and he was standing in it. So like I had no chance to make the corner and then make a decision and try to miss him. Like he completely destroyed my lap, and it kind of that rubbed me wrong because obviously I was at the end of the lap. But Yeah, so struggled in the second qualifying, ended up P33 overall, so squeaked it in. If I did not go as fast as I did in the first one, I would not have qualified straight in. So thankful for that.
Another
Crazy.
reason we don't need just local Joe Blow flaggers on the weekend. That they
Dude,
just hire from the local town.
I'm not going to hate on the dude too much because he was doing his job, trying to keep it safe, but like he was halfway down the hill. You could have just been sitting like on the face of the little drop-off and pointing me over there. You didn't have to ruin the corner.
Yeah.
dude, we're going to get into it because that's part of my rant for later, but the flagger situation, I didn't go super hard last week after that whole situation, but after this week, I'm just like, ooh, come on. Like, this is... I mean, how many more of these are we going to get before it's like, okay, cool, we need a flag crew. Like, we're going to just have to pony up the couple $1,000,000 between the two series to have a 40-man flag crew that goes to every single one. Because, like, this is starting to get out of hand here, and we're going to watch one of these top guys really get fucked. And what I mean by that is, like, really hurt on live TV here. Because, like, the Anderson thing yesterday was pretty bad. The Deegan thing last week was downright super bad. And we didn't even get to see that on TV. Like, I don't know, man. It's one of those things that's like, okay, it hasn't really been a thing, and now it's like, dude, now we've got 2 weeks in a row where it's a thing and with top guys. Like, this is this isn't, you know, I don't know, some local pro in the back during qualifying. Like, dude, Jason Anderson came off that thing on a heater lap, that drop off, and literally just like jumped into Colin Park's bike, and he wasn't the first guy there. So I don't know. There's a lot that needs to be looked at with that. I'm actually not opposed to Tom Cooper's idea anymore of like putting lights either in the bar pad. You know, the other thing I thought about the other day was because I was listening to something Rhino was on, and he was talking about, well, you'll never see the bar pad, and I was like, okay, fine, we won't see the bar pad.
Listen, they could easily do it with the leader lights, because the leader lights are synced right into timing.
Yeah, we don't see the leader lights, though.
Yeah, but they don't see them. But what I was thinking is, you know how we get those transponders at some of the tracks that are just like literally the stick-on thing that goes in your helmet? You can't tell me that can't be done with an LED in it to put on your visor. I know the argument to that is, well, what if your visor falls off? Okay, well, especially with those A-Star helmets, I don't know. Something has to be done here, though.
There can be a variation that branches off from the leader light thing. So, how do those even work, Kev? Do they plug into the CDI box, or like how do those even work?
No, so you know how the transponder goes on the fork?
Yep.
They have a second transponder that goes on the other fork that is pretty much the battery.
Okay, so it's all synced right in with the transponder. So.
I mean, not.
I think
not
it's
really
its own
synced with the
thing.
Transponder. It's its own thing. It just goes on the other fork. So it's. I was saying that as like a size reference. So you have a transponder on one side, then you have a battery pack on the other side that is similar size to a transponder that then plugs into the lights.
And is somebody upstairs automatically flicking it from leader to second or whenever there's a pass, or is
I'm
that
assuming.
going off the...
Yeah, I have no idea how it actually works, to be honest.
I mean, because I assumed it was synced off the transponder somehow. Whenever there was a pass, it somehow...
I think they manually turn those on.
Oh, yes. No. I think you are correct when it comes to, hey, this guy's in the lead, so it kicks on his leader lights. I probably believe in that, because I can't imagine they're just like... that would probably be the only way they can do it, because then they don't know how to turn on your leader light.
Yeah. No, maybe one of these other media outlets will get with somebody that can actually explain how that works. I would love to know. I think that's pretty interesting.
That's a good question. I never even thought about that.
Because like where I'm going with it is if that's how it works, like if there's got to be a way they can flick it on like first segments or something. If somebody's down in a certain segment of the track, it can flick the light on, but obviously the light has to be in a different spot. You can't see it on the fork.
I mean, Formula One can figure this shit out. I don't understand why we can't.
I think there's a good base there. It could be tweaked a little bit.
I mean, it's as simple as, like I said, one of those strips like they do for the transponder. You put it on your helmet right above your fucking eyebrow, basically, and it's got a fucking LED light in it that, like, when there's a caution,
I'm not
it
down
lights
with the
up.
Cyclops, dude. No Cyclops.
I mean, I don't know how else to do it. That's just my only, outside of hiring a 40-man freaking thing of people that go. Because, like, Rhino was making good points this week. Like, if you have Joe Blow off the street who goes there and is like, oh, man, that's Eli Tomac, he's staring at Eli Tomac, not paying attention to what he wants to do. But if you have a flagger group that goes with everybody to the races and they freaking know all the guys, they go to dinner with Tomac and Sexton, you know, a couple of times or whatever, then they're not awestruck by him. It's just like, they're just like they're hanging out. They're just like, whatever, dude. We're just part of the group, you know?
I mean, the Redbud guys don't give a shit anyway. They're just the meth heads from in town that want to
that's exactly the
get
point.
paid to, you know, keep scratching.
That's exactly the point. Okay, now that we've gone off on that tangent, Kev, back to you. The spring. So how are the motos, man?
Getting better. Obviously, we jumped in halfway through the season of outdoors, at least minimal prep, not a great test situation when it comes to riding a pretty flat track here in Kansas. So the biggest thing for me is kind of how I do every year, right? You start where you start and you get better every moto. And that was kind of a goal going into it. Obviously, I would like to be in points and was hoping to be in points quicker, but I got to kind of take it for what it's worth. Obviously, the field's deep when it comes to not necessarily top 5 dudes, but when it comes to, that 12 to 25 section, it's pretty solid. So yeah, like, biggest thing for me is just put in the moto and try to make progress with the bike, because the bike has not been ideally set up when it comes to pro nationals that are deep and rough and soft compared to a smaller, flatter, choppier, harder packed track that I've been testing on. So it's just, obviously, it is what it is. I'm making it work with what I got, and I'm making changes pretty much every session. So getting better and getting closer, but yeah, just at least happy to be improving every moto.
It was definitely better, man. Definitely better.
Yeah,
so
I gotta feel all the rut cross and your supercross expertise helped you out in those Millville whoops. Did you feel pretty strong
dude, that's
through those?
no joke. Honestly, I didn't feel strong, but I was consistent. I told myself to be slightly more patient instead of rushing it, because I tried rushing it a couple times and I either went off the track, because obviously we were all going from the inside to the outside pretty immediately through that corner. And if you high-sided over the bank, then you had to try to get back on and you screwed up your rhythm. Or if you tried to rush it and so there's a really gnarly square edge in the bottom of one of those transitions towards the end of the first set of rollers. So I would hit it, so then I knew the next lap I would have to purposely wheelie over an extra roller before I start jumping to not hit that transition. So it was kind of tough to remember where that roller was and which one you needed to start jumping off of, to make sure you don't hit that gnarly square edge and deep hole at the end of them. So yeah, for me, man, it was slowing down a little bit to be consistent and doubling through them, because I know towards the end of the moto, like, I had some people telling me that they were like just rolling them at that point, and I'm like, dude, you could literally lose at least 5 seconds a lap by rolling those things over jumping through them.
Yeah.
did you ever see Sexton do that triple through there?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I saw that after the day.
Yeah.
Bro, my mind never even thought of that.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you how mental that is for him.
I was
doing
like,
that.
yeah, that's confidence in your bike. And clearly, without having a good setup, and we keep searching every moto, your boy ain't feeling that confident to just send something like that.
It's
That's
okay,
sure.
man. I think Sexton was the only one that did it.
Yeah.
That was gnarly.
No, that's
Him and Deegan. I saw Deegan triple too. I'm like, what?
What? Did he really?
I don't know. I guess I didn't pay that close
Yeah,
attention to it.
Maybe look. I saw it on Instagram somewhere, but yeah,
okay.
he hit a triple one time.
Kid's gnarly. He's gnarly.
Yeah.
Interviews could use work though.
Okay, so that leads into a question I have, because I asked, I interviewed Eric Grondal on the show last week, and I asked him, I said, what would you consider the biggest difference between, say, someone of your skill level and like a Chase Sexton? Is it literally just he has the balls to twist it that much more than you? Or, you know, because like as I've told everybody, I've rode with you, I've rode with some other local pros. You guys are fast as fuck. You guys will make any local guy look fucking stupid on any track, any day of the week, no problem. And then we put you on a track like this, and like you know how it is. No offense, Kev, but Sexton will make you look dumb by how fast he's going. So, like,
Correct.
what is the difference there between the two of you, in your opinion?
Yeah.
I would have to say, well, clearly the dude's skilled. Like, I'm not going to say I'm Sexton's level of skill. So, like, them, the Lawrence boys, they have it figured out. I would say not a large majority, but kind of a large majority is confidence and comfortability. Because the more comfortable you are, the more confident you're going to be to then go faster and push it harder. If you're not confident in your motorcycle and your setup and you don't feel smooth and good, you're not going to be smooth and good, if that makes sense.
Got it.
So that's like what I'm struggling with right now, and that's what I've struggled with the last 2-3 years, is having a decent setup but not a great setup going into the season. So that's what I'm hopefully going to get on top of and change for this year coming into the season, now that I'm
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Stand by. Alrighty, I think my headphones died. But anyway, because the last, 3 years, I've always kind of changed and built into something, right? So, going from the next level team, then to, or going from TBJ to then going to the next level thing, to then kind of helping with that situation and growing within that situation, and then kind of getting to a point where I needed to find something different, and then growing into kind of my own team, and then bringing in a rig and just kind of making things bigger and bigger kept me so busy, and there's so much building going on. We already have the platform pretty much for the Supercross team. We already have Justin coming on board. The plan's kind of there. Obviously, we had the whole van build this past year that I had to get done before Christmas, which sacrificed a ton of my training and preparations coming into Supercross. That's all done, so I don't have to do that coming into this year. So, yeah, my goal is to get down south, hopefully down into Florida, get with some good guys, and be able to actually train and put in a good off season when it comes to testing on gnarlier tracks. Because, love my track. I'm going to spruce it back up, and it'll be a good place to start. But unless I have people that want to come ride, or legitimate riders that will come ride with me that get the track rough every day, it's just not realistic. Because, everybody can just say, well, just leave the track, don't prep it. Well, then you're getting a hard-packed rut in a rhythm section, and it does not make your bike react at all like a soft rut that grabs you and yanks you, and it's just a sketchy situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the biggest thing I would say difference wise is comfortability and confidence. And then obviously he just doesn't have as much on his plate as I do when it comes to what I have to do to go racing.
Yeah.
He's obviously to the level, he's put in the results and has championships and everything. His team pays him to do all of that, so he can focus on truly just performing, which that's something I haven't got to yet. But, hopefully we get the right sponsors on board to take a little pressure off my back.
Cool. Sweet. Well, yeah, I came up with that question last week. I was like, "Ooh, I got to ask Kev this." So,
what would you think? And take my answer out of it. What would you think?
So I kind of agreed with Eric last week. Your answer makes sense. But I did kind of agree with Eric last week of because you all have massive skills on the bike. Whether you're Eric, who hasn't rode a pro race in a couple of years, or you're you, who's jumping in the middle and is still riding, you guys all have massive bike talent, okay? Maybe it varies a little bit, but I don't think that Sexton I don't think his talent is necessarily, 10 seconds a lap faster at the end of the moto. I literally think that a big part of it is that there is that little piece in their brain that they just don't think about it as much, and it's just, I twist it harder, stay on it longer, stay off the brakes longer going down the hill, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Now yours makes sense also, because being comfortable and confident plays right into that. I'll stay off the brakes longer. I'll stay on the throttle longer. I'll hit those brakes harder when it's time to hit them. It all kind of works together, in my opinion, there, of them just twisting it that much more than what, say, you guys do.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's it becomes muscle memory for those guys too. When you're riding, what do they ride 4 times a week? Every single day. Everything's taken care of for them. That's literally all they have to think about. And when it comes to hitting a rut at a certain speed, it's like walking down the road. You don't even have to think twice about it.
Yeah.
Where, Kev kind of talked about it. He's got to worry about getting gas in the van. He's got to worry about where he's staying on the way to the races. He's got to worry about all this other stuff where these guys just ride every day, and instead of worrying about gas in the van, they're worrying about where they're going to hit a rut harder. And they're just doing it every single day.
And they don't have to be like Kevin, like write down after you go out and you go, okay, cool, we need to go 3 clicks softer here and 2 clicks stiffer here and whatever.
No,
they don't have to write that down in the book. They just have to say, yeah, so it feels like it's pogoing in the back a little bit, and then they go, okay, sweet, and they make an adjustment for them. Like, you don't have to think about it and actually tell them, like, hey, adjust the rebound, adjust the sag, whatever. And then, again, playing back into what Kev said, it's they at some point
they just trust that guy.
Yeah, got the confidence in the bike to be able to go faster. And all it takes is that one time of, like, you went 10 seconds a lap faster, and then it's like, oh, okay, now I know how to do that, and that becomes the new baseline. So, yeah, that's where we're at, Kev.
Nope. I agree. I mean, yeah, it's a two-parter. I mean, yeah, kind of what I said obviously plays off of that, but yeah, dude, they that's why I'm not going to sit here and try to compare myself to any of those top guys.
Yeah,
but it's just they're confident enough to send it.
Yep.
Yeah, now like if you were, in a perfect world, had everything paid for, and that was your job, was just to train and ride every single day, then you could start comparing yourself a little better. But right now, it's an unfair comparison.
Another thing is like kind of like that, like didn't have to worry about none. But like when I want to make a change, I know that's going to cost me money, right? Like,
yep.
And I got to find out how to get that money and where that money's coming from, kind of deal. When it's somebody like that, where you have a full factory team behind you, and you say, "Hey, I want to try this and this and this," they take care of it, make sure it's there. They have a mechanic that puts it on the bike. There's just way, way less effort that goes into making the bike better when you have everybody there doing it for you instead of you doing it pretty much yourself.
Yep. So, Washugal?
Negative.
Okay.
So,
Pony up.
It's just too far. What'd you say?
No,
he's being an asshole.
I was just being an ass because Justin.
What'd you say? Pony up? Is that what you said?
Well, so Justin was like, what was he?
I don't know. He was running his mouth about something.
Or he was like, man, you guys are pussies. You don't want to go to all the races or something. I was like, all right, Justin, fucking pony up. Let's get on a plane. Let's go to Washugal. He wasn't about that action, so.
Nope, not at all.
I kind of would like to. Biggest thing for me is like I really don't want to drive 26 hours there to then turn around and drive 26 hours back.
Don't blame
you. Yeah.
And then just all the money that would go into it, the effort that would go into it. Like if I had a bike there, just flew out there, sweet, completely different situation. But man, even the 12 hours I think it ended up being about 11 hours to Redbud, like that just kind of didn't exhaust me, but it just made me tired to a point. Especially coming home after racing, that was a struggle.
I could see that.
Yeah, doing that just does not sound super ideal to me. Plus, I'm in a pretty good position right now when it comes to getting the proposal and 2025 plan pretty close to being together. So it's kind of nut-cutting time for me to really start pushing and advertising to find sponsorship going into the season, because obviously the sooner you get on top of that, the better. I don't want to get to the point where I'm in November looking for all of our sponsors. I'd rather kind of get some people on board now so we have a good base to at least go into the season with some funding and then finish it out, into the season. But I need to just focus a little bit on honestly finalizing and getting my 2025 plan together, so then it's not a crapshoot and I can actually get the team solid and still focus on, getting my bike better.
Word. So, heard a rumor last week, and I've meant to ask you about this, and I forgot. You got like an in? You're going to the dog pound, or trying to get in the dog pound to train here? Is this what I'm hearing?
Yeah, trying to. So Starling has kind of already obviously lives in Florida.
Yeah,
his plan to be down with the Lawrence boys. At least that's the goal. That's what he's kind of committed into doing. I am trying to finesse my way into a similar situation. That would be good for me. That's something I would probably really need to do because, like I said earlier, it's great having my own track here, and it's good to get laps in. but it's not good when it comes to the track gnarliness that we get on race day and, pushing yourself. You could race a stopwatch, but stopwatch isn't the same as having your teammate there and you wanting to kick your teammate's ass, if that makes sense. So I think that would be a good thing for both Justin and I.
Well, I'm volunteering as mechanic for that, so I can wash a bike and make
if you need
changes.
a place to live, my family's got some. They got a trailer in the 55-year and older trailer park, not too far from Dade City.
That's no joke. The biggest thing is just obviously like everything costs money, man. I got to find the right partner that wants to come in and help me get down there to ensure that we have the best chances possible to have a successful Supercross season, and just figuring out how to get it paid for. And then I can make it happen when it comes to time, and I'll drive myself down there and I'll put myself there. It's just finding a way to fund the whole thing.
Is the cost to do that similar to what it used to be when you were going to the goat farm?
I would probably assume so. It's,
okay.
It's pretty close, but it's still not cheap at all.
Well, yeah. I didn't mean cheap. I just was literally trying to get an idea in my head of price point for that. So,
well, hey, if any of our listeners out there want to step up and help our boy out, let's raise some money and get Kev to the pound.
Damn straight. We'll have plenty of content coming, shouting out whatever business wants to help out.
Yep, plenty of content at Pound Town.
Evening.
One last one. Where'd y'all stay last week after Redbud? Because you said you were going to Lake Michigan there. Did you end up in South Haven?
No, that did not happen. So, no, we had a hotel in, where was it?
I hope not Benton Harbor.
No, South Bend.
Thank God.
Yeah, so we just went down to South Bend after that because it was already kind of getting late. I figured Rachel would want to go to Lake Michigan, but she's like, it's not like I'm going to get in, and it's not like we haven't seen a beach before, and it's not quite the level of a beach. So I was like, yeah, let's just go back to the hotel. And then I ended up organizing footage for the vlog until, I don't know, we got back at like 8 o'clock, maybe 7:38. I didn't get done finishing just organizing footage until 11:30. So then I let it upload while I slept.
God, you are such a better man than me. I haven't even taken the clips off the card yet.
Oh my God!
It's still in the bag. I mean, I went through all the vertical clips I took on the phone and have been uploading those like crazy. But as far as the other stuff, nope, haven't even touched it yet, man. Haven't even touched it yet. So
that was just me organizing. So I had technically 3 people filming with you. So I had 2 guys that were getting just clips of me, and then I had all the DJI little gimbal stuff that we got that I had Rachel do for me, right?
Yep.
And so I had to organize all of that into session for the editor because obviously the editor didn't really know exactly what happened when. So I have to do like morning / opener or intro more or less. Then I have to do Quali 1 folder, a Quali 2 folder, a Moto 1 folder, a Moto 2 folder, and like a wrap up folder. And then obviously the little ads and helmet wrap and stuff like that. So then I had to organize all the DJI footage into each of those sectors and then go through each of those people's footage and figure out which one was from which qualifying and what for what. Jeez, so honestly, I did not even look at your footage because I would have had to organize all of that too.
Yeah.
If it was Travis's, it's probably trash.
No, I got some really good shit.
Yeah, he actually got some solid like in pit stuff, but it was 11:30 at that point that I got those there, and I was like, dude, it's good enough.
The problem is that I go there to also work, so like I'm taking clips of everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm uploading 200 clips to Kev's hard drive that like he's got to sort through and find the 18 clips of him that I freaking took. Right. So it wasn't that the clips were bad, it's just that I don't have the ability in camera to sort it for him and be like, okay, cool, here's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
but I do appreciate you getting the clips.
Suck my balls, fool.
So, one question I have since we're talking camera talk, and then we can let our man go here. I don't know how much time you scheduled with him, but
I didn't schedule any amount of time with him. I said, hey, you want to come on the show? He said, yeah. I said, when? He said, I don't know, hit me up tomorrow.
Well, I want to be conscious of your time. How long you got?
I do have some work to get done.
All right, last question.
Just got to go through vlog footage, bro.
The DJI thing.
Yeah.
What's the word on that? I've been thinking about picking one up.
He said it's killer.
Of what? Because I've got a lot of products from them.
The Osmo, whatever, the newest thing they just came out with.
That
The
little
Osmo 3 or Osmo, the little gimbal
The
thing.
handheld thing, yeah.
Absolute game changer. It is unfortunate that it's like $700 to get the little creator edition that comes with a little case, little audio thing, but it is more than worth it.
And this is
it gets quality footage. It is very clear, like surprisingly clear, high quality footage, especially if you're close. It has a selfie mode, which I never really use because I just have Rachel record everything. So that works really well if you're just by yourself, that you can just hold it out and it'll record, like it'll come back to selfie mode. Like it turns itself, more or less. But it's just so simple and it's so small to the point where you can put it in your pocket if you want to, and it's still capable of getting quality footage.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about it, and you do a lot of like on the move travel type stuff, it's not just like it would. I mean, even for Travis, like him having that around just for his like powder coating stuff,
That's
like
what
it's
I mean.
just so simple and easy. But it's a little bit different when you're like stationary. Like he would just have it sitting at the shop. Like you can have a bigger camera if you want to, but if you're traveling at all and doing it, like it is a must-have kind of deal in my book.
And
Bro,
I think
I
this,
just
well,
use
this is,
iPhones at the shop.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fine.
Well, I think this is the same one. I've seen a lot of people putting them on the side of cars and shooting roller shots and stuff with them. I mean, that would be something Travis could.
If you needed it
incorporate.
for the gimbal side of things, yes. But outside of that, like here, like what he's saying is absolutely true. But like all my stuff here that I shoot with the powder coating stuff is basically on a tripod. So I just so literally like, and once I upgrade to the Mac for the editing computer too, then it won't matter at all because they'll just be airdropping stuff back and forth, which will be sick.
Because I was looking. I'm going to Vegas in the fall, so it'd be kind of cool to
Oh yeah, huh?
carry that thing around.
You going to F1?
I'm going to SMX.
Oh, gay.
All right.
Anything else for Kev?
No, that's it.
Are you gonna go there and work?
What?
Are you gonna get vertical videos for the show?
I can. I'll be there for my job work. I'll be up in the booth and stuff. Maybe me and McGrath will rub shoulders.
Oh my god. Here we go. No,
I'll get some clips and stuff. I think we're.
I want 100 clips.
I don't really know what they have in store for us, but I'm really. It's
this
hard
is a legit work trip.
Here
Kev, I
we
ain't
go.
getting shit out of him.
Here we go.
That's what I was about to say.
He's gonna be like, "Yeah, went to Vegas, boys."
Well, they have a dinner set up for us Friday. I don't know who's gonna be involved with that.
I'm gonna be like, "Bro, you get any clips?" He's gonna be like, bro, so drunk I forgot."
No, dude, I can't drink anymore, dude. The next 3 days are just miserable. But I'll try to get something for you. I'll try to get some stuff. But I'm not going to stand in the same spot and then let you post the same spot,
I
same
move around a
clips
lot.
over and over
I
again.
move around a lot. I stand somewhere, I take like 5 clips, and then I move now. Outside of the leap in the morning.
I don't know, man.
Oh, my goodness.
It's the same
Oh,
thing
my
over and
goodness.
over and over again.
No, it's not.
It is.
They're completely different angles.
No, they're not.
All right, we got to let Kev go. Kev, man, appreciate you coming on. Really appreciate it. We'll see you, I guess, like 6 weeks. No, 5 weeks? Something like that. Iron Man?
Yeah.
How many weeks we got?
Indeed.
Oh.
Yeah, Iron Man.
Yeah, so we'll see. Is
weeks
the whole family's coming, right?
I'm assuming. I don't know if Colton will, but I'm sure Mom and Dad will.
Perfect. I really just care about Frank and Amy.
Yeah.
They're my people. Are they? Are the people? I can't remember their names. They're there with you every year that bring the RV. Are they coming too?
Billy, it depends if he gets his RV fixed. He's waiting for a fridge right now, so we will see.
God, I hope so, because it's usually hot down there.
Oh, yeah.
And that RV was killer. So, all right, man. Well, we'll see you then. We'll be in touch. Don't you worry.
Alrighty.
All right.
Sounds good,
Thanks, buddy.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Later. Kevin Moranz, everybody. I would say, dude, I'm not gonna lie. That hat, all I can think of is Mercedes Petronas when I look at it. Like I know it's not. That's not what it is.
Yeah.
But that's all it reminds me of.
So my buddy, Climax Scott stuff, Town of 800.
Yep.
Dude, why you keep wearing that Pokemon hat over here? I was like, no,
Oh,
dude,
my God.
it's an Ethica logo. He's like, no, dude, it's or maybe he means Pac-Man,
Yeah.
but he says Pokemon. He's like, hey, why you wear those Pokemon hats all the time?
Unbelievable.
Like, fuck out of here.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I've been waiting all week to ask him that question about like what he thinks is the difference because, like I said, I asked Eric last week, and
what was I didn't listen. What exactly was his recap? Because he's been on some pretty good equipment.
He told me that it's literally just like they have a thing in their brain that tells them don't shut off, just keep it wide open.
Yeah,
that was his thought on it. So you should listen to that.
Of it's physical, I think, too, though.
I'm actually getting ready. Once we get done with this, I got to post. I'm cutting just his interview from last week because it's pretty good. He's actually really into watching the racing.
Well, yeah.
He had super duper good insights.
Well, he qualified for Southwick, too.
Well, yes. You need to listen to it because he talks about that, too.
Well, last time we had him on when he was just exposing Buttery, too. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some things...
I don't remember what show that was.
After we're done recording, there's some things that me and him talked about that I can't openly talk about yet.
Yeah.
That, might be getting him more involved back in the game here with things.
With his dad, too. What do we got to do to see this man's museum? So I seen this picture of Mike.
Yeah.
He's got JS7's bike, 259, the 4-stroke that he rode at the last round at Glen Helen.
Yeah, we got to go to Florida. I was talking to Ashley the other day. I was like, we really need to go see him. Because I was talking to him a lot last week.
I would like to see his collection of stuff, man. He's got some cool shit.
Yeah.
That he's been picking up.
Is
he just collecting it, or is he opening a museum?
No, he's just collecting stuff.
Just open a museum?
Dude, this is what happens when you have ungodly amounts of money.
Well, a lot of that stuff was from another collection that I saw, and it was a guy, it was like Ice House on the Quarry or something, owned like some kind of restaurant somewhere, and had all that memorabilia in there.
Interesting.
And then just had it as his personal collection. And then they were uncrating all the stuff. It looked like all the same stuff from that collection. So I must have bought that out. But the last picture I saw were 2 Stewart bikes. One was a factory Suzuki, and the other one was the 4-stroke that he only rode once.
I don't know. I will tell you what, man. I appreciate the hell out of that guy, and I tell him it every time I talk to him because I'm just like, bro, you are so far out of my league.
He is.
To be talking to me. Yeah. And I what was that? I don't remember what we were talking about last week, but I told him that. I was like, dude, I don't know why you talk to me, man, but I just appreciate the shit out of it. And he's just like, I was you. And I'm like, oh, fuck, okay, well, I hope one day to be in your shoes and be talking to some dipshit like myself and saying, look, man, this is...
No, I'm with that.
Yeah, so he's great. I was listening to a couple interviews that he'd done recently too. So you want to get into the political side of this? You want to talk about Trump getting shot yesterday or what?
One small thing. Because I'm sure you've been in a rabbit hole. I was
not yet. That'll start tomorrow. I give it 48 hours to marinate before we get in there. I've seen a few things, but I'm not
listen, if nobody wants to listen to politics stuff, we're going to talk.
Fast forward a little bit here because I'm going
to only ask him one question.
I mean, this is some of the biggest news in the world right now. Like there was
this is historical.
There was an assassination attempt. Like we got to talk about it for at least a sec here.
Did you see the photo?
Which one?
The one of him just like with the...
Oh, yeah.
That thing is going to be iconic forever.
Forever.
Love or hate the guy, that photo is going to be...
Absolutely iconic.
Forever.
We were joking about it because it happened. We were at a birthday party yesterday, and all of a sudden I get a text from one of my other buddies. Trump got shot, and I was like, what? And Ash was like, yeah, at the thing. I'm like, how the fuck did you know? We've been here together. Like, what the fuck?
And you're not going to tell me?
Yeah, you didn't say anything? So then on the way home, me, her, and her brother are like joking about it in the car. I'm like, the only way that would have been better is if he stood back up at the podium and goes, fuck you! Or my other favorite thing, her brother starts going... Yeah, he should have stood back up. There was a shooter. He was obviously from the left. He missed. Good try.
I don't know, man.
Shooter has been annihilated. I'm like, dude, that's awesome.
Well, the mic was hot, too, and he's like, where are my shoes and all that kind of stuff. And they were telling him, like, shooters down, all that stuff with the mic being hot.
Yeah.
So, staged.
What do you want? What do you want me to tell you?
I mean, that's the big question. Everybody's saying that this was a planned thing. I'm kind of, for me,
I don't know.
The only thing I'm gonna say is if that was planned and they wanted him gone, They weren't going to hire some 20-year-old Temu hit list guy. If that was the guy they hired to try to take him out, they got him off Temu. Like, he was trash.
I mean, it's the only one that, like, have you seen the pictures of Hillary Clinton all pissed off? And they're like, what do you mean you didn't get him?
It was a meme, though. It wasn't like a legit.
Oh, yeah, it was a meme. Yeah.
But
I don't know.
You know, and if they orchestrated this thing, there's no way that kid with an AR that's 20 or whatever is going to purposely just graze him. You're not that good of a shooter.
No.
So,
either
way, man, we're so lucky. I seen some photos that were pretty gruesome of the guy in the crowd that got hit.
If you get hit with a 2.23 or a 5.56 round, yeah, it's not great, man. Those fuckers will fuck you up.
Yep.
So, and they're gonna leave a bigger hole going out than they did coming in.
Wherever you stand, I don't care what side of the fence you lay on. Like, this is a historical thing that we're gonna talk about for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Love or hate him, he was very, very lucky.
Yep.
Dude, it's crazy times.
Have you seen the new Tom McDonald song already?
No.
I
don't even know who that is.
He's a political rapper. He did the song with like Ben Shapiro and stuff.
B Maisie's a political rapper too.
No. This is like the big one. He's from Canada, so everybody gives him a bunch of shit about being a communist or whatever. But he's very, we'll call it right leaning or whatever. But he's already put out a song. I watched it this morning called "You Missed," and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" So of course I had to watch it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it was a great song. It literally was like called him out of like, yeah, y'all missed. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then he basically puts in there too that like, you're lucky that the right doesn't riot. Because it was funny, so we're watching it.
I mean, that is a good thing. There could be some riots.
I mean, so if you watch that, no matter what the fuck you think, whether it was planned or not, whatever, you have obviously a very right-handed Pro 2 group there, correct? Like watching Trump. Like that's the people that are there. They're very right-leaning Pro 2. And when we watched it yesterday, Ashley's like, I almost feel like it's not real because people aren't reacting. And it's like, okay, well, part of it is shock.
Yeah.
I go, the other part is that this is the people that the left think like, oh, we'll have a civil war with. Do you see them flinching? No. Why? Because we all play with guns. Mm-hmm. So like, nobody there was worried. They were like, first off, you missed him, dumbass. He's got a huge fucking head you couldn't hit. On top of that, dude, let us just go to the car real quick, because guess what? This isn't going to go well for you. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, in that song, he's totally right. I mean, sorry, guys, we're getting real political here. He's totally right. If the right acted like the left, and we all decided, fuck this. You want to come after him? Great. It's time for us to start fucking burning people down.
Yeah.
Y'all screwed.
Yeah, I don't follow a lot of this shit, but the last question I have is, what are they? You think they're trying to plan some kind of civil war?
That is one thing that I've been hearing since yesterday, that like this is a very big like,
is that something we
jumping
need,
off point?
Do we need a civil war?
No one needs a civil war. Nothing great will ever come out of a civil war. And especially here, because all it's going to be is one-sided. Because
nobody will ever agree on anything.
Well, and the left is just not the people that own guns and fight. The right is full of the people that own guns and fight. I mean,
so the right wins the war.
The right wins the war, but at the same time, even though I am more right-leaning and all Pro 2 and all of that kind of stuff, you have to have somewhat of a yin and yang.
That's
with
where
everything in
I
life.
try to go as far down the middle as possible.
There are things that, I mean, the funny thing is that I've been having different conversations, because I get a lot of customers in here, obviously, and we're all of different political beliefs, walks of life, everything. And I'm not really scared to start conversations like this. I had a conversation about racism in America with a black guy, a customer of mine, about 3 weeks ago. And it was the most mild-mannered, middle-of-the-road conversation.
It's just two human beings having a conversation.
Exactly what it actually is. It's not what you see on the news. What you see on the news is bullshit, man. Yeah. It's bullshit. Everybody's just way more middle-of-the-road of like, look, man, let me just make some money, support my family, and leave me the fuck alone type deal. That's way more what everybody is.
There's starting to be a little bit of turn with, like X and TikTok and all that stuff where it ain't filtered.
Well, I think one of the big things, too, that people see, a lot of these left people, and I'm not saying there's not crazy right people, because there are crazy-ass fucking right people, too, that are way too far off the right-hand side of the path that I'm just like, go get fucked, too.
Hit this point, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. But the problem that a lot of the left is starting to see, and this falls back into the communism thing that they say is like useful idiots, right? So you're useful to the left to cancel someone or call someone out or whatever. And you're useful for that until you become targeted. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit. Like you're useful to promote the LGBTQ group. You're useful to promote Joe Biden. You're useful to promote whatever you want to say the left is promoting that the other side doesn't. Again, I'm right leaning, so like whatever. But but then at some point, the mob turns on you for something, and there's so many people that this has happened to now that it is starting to become a thing where you're seeing this with people that were very left and very, we'll call it anti-Trump, anti-everything like that, and now something...
They're realizing there's some bullshit there. Yeah.
Well, and then there's something that turns on them, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, wait, but I'm with you guys. And they're like, no, you don't want to go with this point that we're making, so whatever. And they start going after them, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, never mind. We're like... I don't know. I feel like the other side of the path, the right side of the path, whatever, it's more middle and a lot more consistent. So I don't know. There's
interesting times.
We're in the most interesting time in history.
Oh, man, I did want to wrap this up, but now I got another thought.
We go for hours on this political podcast through the moto.
Talking. If you talk to your elders or people that have been around, do they say it's ever been like this?
It's always interesting.
Or is it just a continuous cycle of bullshit?
So it's a continuous cycle of bullshit, but the bullshit didn't used to move as fast. The internet really accelerated everything.
Right.
And see, one thing you got to understand is when they release the internet, and I say they meaning the powers that be, you can put in whoever you want with that. When they released that, they thought, oh, this will be a little thing. It'll be like 6 websites, like that's it. And then what has happened is it's gotten away from them. And that's why you have all these things now. And then they've had to try to figure out, oh, we got to shut this down, which is why you get the censorship, you get the TikTok bans, you get all this kind of crap like that. Because like that's why they want to ban TikTok. They don't want to ban TikTok because the Chinese is spying on us. The U.S. government spies on us through Facebook and Instagram every single fucking day. They
spy on us right through Google.
YouTube, Google, all of that. Yeah. They're doing that. Everybody's well aware of it. It's just not put out in the public. But because China owns that and China spies through that, that's the thing they want to push. Yeah. The reality of it is that
so it's reality because they don't want people to see whatever you want to put on there.
But the reality is that China doesn't censor what's on there,
right,
much like the U.S. censors through all of its other stuff. So there's lots of information that can be put on there and has been put on there, and they're going, whoa.
We don't need our people seeing that. Yeah.
Which is causing the Great Awakening. And here we are.
The Great Awakening.
The Great Awakening. And that's the era we're in.
I guess I'm going to have to look up what that is.
Which will be interesting because supposedly that will lead into the 4th dimension, but we'll see.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, right now we're in a 3-dimensional world, but there is a 4th dimension and even a 5th dimension that we just can't tap into.
All right, you lost me. You lost me.
Have you seen the big dragon coming out of the water yet?
No, I've seen the Loch Ness Monster, though.
With the oceans heating up and stuff, the Leviathan?
No.
Oh, man. We got so much we got to talk about.
What the fuck are you talking about? Is this like is this like Bigfoot?
Kind of, but not Bigfoot. More like think Godzilla, but bigger.
Coming out of the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's working its way. It's getting there.
All right, whatever. If you want to say those are in the ocean, I think UFOs are in the ocean. All the aliens.
That could be too. That could be too.
It's the most undiscovered place of the...
You got to go on TikTok and type in Leviathan.
No, dude.
Or Dragon Island or whatever.
I'm out.
It'll start coming up. And then once you see it, you can't unsee it.
I'm out.
Trump
got shot. His street cred went up. Like, we're good.
Street cred's way up. All right, let's talk moto
wow.
now.
You know, if you guys made it through that, thank you for making it through that.
Look, people like when we talk about other shit, actually. There's, like, some people don't, but it's very few and far between.
Right.
But most people, I mean, everybody talks about this kind of crap, so it's all right.
I mean, it is if you're not talking about it with at least somebody right now, you're living under a rock.
Yeah, if you're not talking anything politics or conspiracy theories or anything, I don't know who you are.
Oh, dude, I say some wild conspiracy shit to my parents, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But sometimes I say it just to press buttons, get them fired up.
All right, let's move into our 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Gutter Worx. Always well hung, just like the back of that shirt says. Mm-hmm. And just like Justin Barsha.
Cameron
McAdoo. Anybody else?
Not me.
You know, it's got big wiener on the line. Because you inspect these things quite frequently.
Ooh.
You?
Well,
I'm not the one who comes to you with pictures and say, hey, look at this guy's dick.
Oh, my God. McAdoo's was out for the world to see. Impressive, no?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. Barsha.
His poor wife.
That one picture of Barsha.
Big old unit. But who brought the picture of Barsha to me and said, hey, look at this unit?
Okay.
Did me and Justin bring it to you and say, hey, look at his fucking dick?
Blame Moto Memes.
Oh, okay. All right, Moto Memes, that's it.
Blame him.
Okay.
It's a trickle-down effect.
Okay, cool. You could have kept that info to yourself.
No, it's hilarious, though. Because now look what's come of it.
All right.
You see what's come of it?
Oh, my God. Anyway, Sexton goes 1-1 there. And so he's going to win this title, right?
Yeah. I think yesterday was even more of a confidence-building ride than what Redbud was, because he just kind of rode around in 5th, 6th, and just motored his way up and still put
he
a 10-second...
let the race come to him.
Yeah, and still put a 10-second lead up.
Yep.
Now, after watching that, I'm like, wow, he looks really good on this bike, and he's really starting to find himself. But I start thinking of the number 18 or the number 1 or whatever you want to call him, Jet Lawrence. If he was still in the mix... I'm KTM right now. I'm working on starts all week. His starts are god-awful.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you the same question that I've asked Justin and several other people here. If Jet doesn't crash at Hangtown, none of this is happening.
I think the speed's there. I think
the speed is there.
I think Sexton runs with him. But his starts would be his Achilles heel.
Sexton ran with him last year.
Yeah,
never beat him once.
His I think he's on a little bit of a different level this year on the KTM, and I think he can go to a little more of a level. And I think a lot of it, again, mental thing, like everything's around him at KTM. He had all the other kind of behind the scenes shit going on at Honda, and I think that, you know, those little things. Let's say we're looking at it as a percentage. Like he needs to be 110% to beat Jet.
Yeah.
You know, with all that shit around and kind of behind the scenes messing with him, the factory Lawrence Honda, that's gonna back him down to maybe like 107, 106, and that ain't gonna get it done. I think just even that little bit going on, you know, you're sitting on the line thinking of that kind of stuff. Like all the attention's on him. It's going to mess with you out there on the track. Now, when you're on that KTM, like it's all just him. I think there's no reason why he can't be just as fast and not have those other distractions.
So here's my thought.
I don't know. Do I sound crazy?
No, you don't. Here's my thought process on it. Jet crashing in that first moto at Hangtown, and for everybody who's watched, sorry, because it's like the 4th time I've said this, allowed Chase to win that first moto, which then allowed him to have the confidence to do that ride in the second moto. That ride in the second moto does not happen. Like, first off, I don't think he wins that first moto, period. End of discussion. If Jet nails that triple and just takes off, and I know I'm going to get flamed in the comments again, if, okay, we're bench racing here, so if, get the fuck over it. He doesn't then beat Jet in that first moto. And then in that second moto, yeah, maybe he has an incredible ride and comes back to second, but there's no way he catches Jet because Jet's another 10 seconds plus up the road. which then leads into I don't think maybe he gets 1 or 2 here, but I don't know that he's not pulling all these wins and doing what he's doing. And that's if he even has any confidence, in my opinion, to get there. Because, again, now if you go through Hangtown and he hasn't beat him, so now he's gone however many motos last year, plus the first 4 this year where he hasn't been able to beat him. He could run with him, but he can't beat him. Mm-hmm. There just isn't confidence to actually pass him. You can catch him, but you can't pass him. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's all.
I think you can go with him.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Go with him. Start wise is just what would.
Yeah,
that's the big difference maker, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
think they both run about the same speed. Sexton, I don't know. I think he maybe has a little bit of an edge. I don't think we've ever seen Jet go to his limit on a 450 outdoors. Well, we've never seen him at his limit.
No.
And when you do see him pushing a little bit, you do see little mistakes.
Yeah.
Same thing with Hunter. Hunter was on the ropes at Redbud, and those last 2 laps were sketchy.
Hunter was a lot sketchier at Redbud than anticipated.
Correct. And you've never seen that before.
No.
And you've never seen Jet on the ropes like that, I don't believe.
No.
And another thing that kind of grinds my gears too is everybody's like, oh, Jet with the shoulder injury, Jet this, Jet that. How about Sexton drilling himself into the ground all the time, and then nobody's been making excuses for him?
Dude, I don't know how he bounces up.
He's just built different, man. It's like Deegan.
Yeah,
hitting the ground. They're built different.
Yeah,
it's a genetics thing. So
I'll tell you what, dude. Jet's been lucky that he hasn't gotten hurt before this. Yeah, and I'll also say, do you subscribe to the concept that this is
good for him,
good for Jet, and bad for everybody else? Because
I think so. I think it gives him a little more longevity.
Mm-hmm. Because there was a lot of pressure building there. You could see it. I mean, we talked about it in the interviews. You could see it. It was starting to build and get to him of like the pressure of, oh, I got to keep winning. I got to keep winning. You know, he wasn't saying that out loud, but you could just tell by the interviews, and he was shot after races and stuff like that. Where now it's like last week he was at Redbud, and he's like, dude, I'm just here chilling. I get to experience Redbud, which I was surprised to see him there last week.
I bet the flights were already booked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason he was there.
Well, when I talked to his mechanic, he was like, all his friends are here, so he has no reason to be anywhere else right now. And I was like, oh, okay, that's right. So, and it was funny because I walked out with him and, we walked out, and then we went back because I actually had to piss, and there was a line of traffic. And then when we came back out, Jet was talking to Roger walking out, and then Lucas, Myrtle, and I assume it was Jet's chick. We're all coming out or whatever.
Was her belly going a little bit?
No, that's fake.
I've heard that. Emily even told me that. Emily found it on Facebook or something.
I don't know what the hell that was about, but I've seen the text from somebody who texted Myrtle and asked him, and Myrtle's like, yeah, no, that's not fucking real. So I guess it's fake right now. I don't know.
I mean, if it is real, then that'll be interesting. Nobody's really ever been at this age and in their prime of their career.
Dude, if it's real, the career is not going to be what we thought it was.
I don't know.
That'll be a good way to shoot yourself in the foot. But
Roe v. Wade?
I'm not going there. But I tend to trust more what Myrtle says there, so we'll see. But But anyway, I do think this is good for Jet and bad for everybody else because getting this little mental break and everything for him.
It's very, to me, Villapoto-ish. He's kind of, just kicking everybody's ass. Villapoto, man, Villapoto's career was short, but he missed a lot of seasons too. And if he wouldn't have missed those seasons, we really wouldn't have seen a lot of him.
It'll be interesting to see because you look at Villo's career. Every outdoor Villo raced, series
title he won.
He won.
Yeah.
So, is Jet going to do that same thing? It is a little disappointing because I was kind of hoping that Jet maybe would get close to RC's numbers outdoors because he's so good outdoors, but
I think the only thing we really went off Sexton here, but I think Jet.
I mean, what do you want me to say about Sexton? He's going to win this title. Chances of him losing very many motos here is low.
We'll just slide Jet in before we talk about Hunter, per usual.
Yeah.
No, Sexton's pretty much got this title on lock, and that was a real big confidence booster yesterday. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Jet, I think for him, what's going to keep him in the sport longer is ride this contract out with Honda and go somewhere else. Don't re-sign. You need a change of scenery. You need something new. That's the only thing that's going to keep him around longer. If he stays with Honda his whole entire career and keeps rolling with them,
yeah,
I don't see it.
Maybe one more for like another 3-year deal or something.
What's he on right now, 2?
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 or 3. I think he's good through next year.
I say finish this one out and go somewhere else.
We'll see.
Go somewhere else. And to me, I think that
The problem is going to be is Honda is going to have first right of refusal. They're going to have right to match.
are they though?
Yep.
Carmichael went 24-0. They said bye-bye.
That was older Honda. There is no way. Honda, I mean, dude.
Well, I'll tell you what, in the dealership world right now, there ain't no rebates on any Honda bikes. You know why? Because all the win bonuses are getting paid to these guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So are they going to sell bikes or are they going to keep paying their employees? They got to sell bikes to keep the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see him go somewhere else. And for me, I think it more solidifies a champion even more to go win on different brands. That's why I respect the hell out of Carmichael, because he won on every brand he was on.
Mm-hmm.
He won from a 2-stroke to a 4-stroke.
Yep.
If you want to solidify yourself as one of the elite champions, say a Tomac, you go in on a different brand.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. Yeah, we'll see. Percentage pie, you think Sexton wins this title?
I mean, he's, knock on wood, solid. Even if he hits the ground, I think he's not going to get hurt.
95%?
I'm at 95, yeah.
I mean,
you never know what can happen, bike stuff, blah,
yeah,
blah, blah.
but there just isn't anybody still racing that I think can run with him at this point.
No, and we'll get into the next guy, Hunter Lawrence. I just think for him...
Hunter goes 2-2, by the way, for second, so go ahead.
Yeah, I just think for him, he's just missing a little raw speed. I will give him a lot of credit for just saying, hey, like, I just flat out didn't have it on the podium.
Yeah.
Like, I respect the hell out of that. And I think for him, he didn't expect to be in this situation anyway.
I don't think so either.
No. Like,
I think this is
like,
all
I think he was like,
up and up.
Let me get some top 5. Let me get some podiums.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I expect to be. And everything else has exceeded the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think for him, I mean, Sexton's the only guy with championship experience, so of course he's the favorite. Nobody else in the field has even come close to an outdoor championship, and I don't know. And you saw Hunter on the ropes at Redbud. I don't think he can go with him at least yet.
No.
First half of that race, yeah, but it looked like a fitness thing to me.
Yeah.
Okay, which will come.
So let me ask you this: Hunter, do you buy into the theory that Hunter's basically accepted just second fiddle to Jet, essentially? He's just like totally settled into like, this is my role as a professional dirt bike racer, is to do the best job I can, mostly to support my brother here at this point. Do the testing, help keep him on his toes in training.
I think I would buy into that. Like, he knows who he is. He knows what his spot is.
He seems very realistic. Like,
he does seem very real.
Like especially now. When I made the joke to him about his brother being really good 2 years ago, I'm not sure he bought into that yet.
Yeah, but I think now, yeah.
Now I think he's gotten to the point he's like, you know what?
This is where I'm at. This is who I am. Like, I know where I came from. I have 2 championships on a 250. I held the red plate on a 450. Like, he could retire today and be like, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, dude, he's
had a good career. But I think he can be a podium guy and stuff for a few more years. Like, obviously doesn't have the top end speed of his brother, maybe, but yeah, to answer your question, I think he's accepted who he is.
Ryan Dungey version 2.0.
Dungey won.
Hunter's won.
Dungey won titles on a big bike.
I mean, it's his rookie year. That's the thing we forget. It's his rookie year in a 450 here.
Dungey won 450 titles his rookie year.
Well, look, we're not going to get into those asterisks, okay? So,
I mean, the year Dungey came out on that KTM, though, obviously some chips would have to fall. Maybe Jet goes somewhere else or does something else. But, yeah, Dungey was, like, clearly the best one year on the KTM.
Okay.
Do you see a year in the future, maybe some guys shuffle around, that Hunter will be head and shoulders clearly the best guy? Do you see that?
Only if we get another year where Jet's hurt.
Okay.
Then I could see him. He's where I get into the Dungey 2.0. He's like a diesel. Just takes him a little while to get going.
I think he's just there. He's just always there.
Well, I mean,
he can sneak up.
But
on
look
you.
at like the 250s, man. Like he was pretty good. And then it was like, oh man, he's pretty good. Oh man, he's pretty good. Then you get to last year, and he's the man. So like, yeah, you give him another few years here, and Jet gets hurt for some reason again. I could see him being the guy.
I'm with you. I think
and running down, and at that point, really actually running down Sexton.
Well, I mean, this year, like you said, like I said, it's more of a building thing. He didn't expect to even be in this position. No. Like as for his ride at Millville, get the start. You could bank on that. I wish I had Pulpamex Fantasy because I'd be FFLing every time. But yeah, he got out front. If he had a little more top end speed like that, he could do kind of the Jet thing. Mm-hmm. And I think he used himself up in that first moto a little bit. And
he kind of said that. He got boogered.
Yeah. And then in the second one, you could see he tried to go with Sexton as long as possible. Mm-hmm. And what I really appreciate about him is that shirt you got on. I feel like he VRM'd it and was just like, I ain't running with him. I'm cruising. So
better to finish second, go 2-2 and finish second than finish on the ground.
100%. So I think he's a very smart rider.
All right. Justin Cooper goes 5-3 for third.
Scooper Cooper.
Finally got on the scooper there. Jesus.
Scooper Cooper.
I really want to know what his contract stipulations are for an automatic renewal because that keeps getting brought up.
Yeah, I wish they would just be transparent about it, but it's probably JT would know out of everybody.
Yeah.
And he kind of talked about it on the broadcast. He was like, people will guess, but I'll tell you right what it is kind of deal.
He's got podium stipulations here. The problem is that he's going to want to raise. He's going to want to race. He's riding for not much money now.
It depends on what he signed.
But
if he signed a renewal, he's getting whatever that renewal is. He probably agreed to whatever that renewal is.
The real problem is there's nowhere for him to go. That's his real problem. He doesn't have anywhere to go where he could get more money. I mean, he's worth more money, but there isn't an opening anywhere to give him more money
which really
next year.
Because, I like Cooper. He goes in there, does his job, doesn't really say much, and just goes home. It's
fucking sweet. Yeah,
and rides really well. He's another guy I don't think maybe expected to have some wins or anything. I think once he gets a little more of a base under him and he gets out front like that, I think he can win some motos. So.
I feel like he is right where... Especially if I was in his inner circle, this is right where I would think he should be. Especially for outdoors. Indoors, I thought he was right where he should be. Mm-hmm. So, I think as far as a rookie 450 year, I'm like, this is great. You're doing exactly what we thought you would do.
At Star, if it weren't for a guy like Eli Tomac, he'd be there. But you have to make room for Eli Tomac. You can't not make room for him. So,
look, Star will make room for 875 guys. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Cooper to me is, as people start retiring and stuff, he's a first tier 450 guy. Yeah. Right now at this point in his career, he's the second fiddle guy.
Yep.
If it weren't for Tomac, that's where he would be next to Wet.
Man, they say he wants more money. I wonder what his contract is. Think he's like 3 or 4?
I don't know. I guess. If I'm in that camp, I would be going to Star and being like, what are my stipulations as far as going out and getting personal sponsors or something like that? You know what I mean? But
I don't think I think the 450s can. The 450 team is not tied in like the 250 team.
He's an Alpine Star gear, right?
Yeah.
So he's got his own gear deal, so I'm sure he's doing all right.
Yeah. But what's an Alpine Star gear deal worth to Justin Cooper? He's not Justin Barsha or Anderson or Tomac, so he's not getting $1 million.
I bet he's 300 maybe. 300
or 400.
I bet it's 6 figures.
300 or 400 for gear. He's probably 300 or 400 on his contract, I would assume, right? He's got to be 3 or 4. Knowing what we know about some of the other guys, he's got to be 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean it's 6 figures for sure. He's not broke, that's for sure. But
he's also not a 250 guy because I know what the 250 guys are. The other problem is that Coop signed for this year to go back to Star for no money, and he has a big kicker, raise coming. So so that's another problem.
I don't know, man. Either way, Justin Cooper's doing exactly what he needs to do, and he's making a living riding his dirt bike, being solid as fuck.
You want to know what I'm doing if I'm Star?
Making him test with the scoop?
Nope. Well, that too. I'm going to Tomac, and I'm saying, look, man, we would love to keep you. We would absolutely love to keep you. The problem being is we got to think future-wise here, okay? We know you've got a couple of years left at most. So here's what we want to do. Your base, we want to bring it down so that we can afford to keep Justin, because we need to base him to keep him for the good of the team. We'll give you a huge bonus deal, though. Like, huge win bonus. Maybe even with Tomac, because I assume, for the most part, Tomac was a win bonus only. We start running into podium bonuses also. Mm-hmm. Maybe if you even got to kick it out farther, you go top 5 bonuses for him. Just to keep him with low start money, low base money, and then, okay, cool, he's really performing, whatever. But then that way, too, if he gets to, say...
I mean, he was struggling to break into the top 5 this year in Supercross. So
yeah.
Put a top 5 bonus in there.
But then that way, too, if you get to, say, the end of Supercross next year, and he's like, yeah, I don't want to race anymore, I'm out, then you're not out money because he cuts out. That's how... And I'm sure they're smart enough to play it in some sort of way like that. But that's how I would play it, is be like, look... We really, for the good of the team, need to be able to keep Justin, and we need to be able to give him a raise.
Yeah, we got to do some kind of long. That's a big pickle that they're in.
Yeah, that's really the problem, is because, like you said, you have to make room for Eli.
Yeah,
but you can't get rid of Cooper. So I don't know. We'll see. AP goes 3-5 for 4th. Okay,
Bummer he went down in that second moto.
Yeah.
I would like to see if he could have gone with those other guys. I don't think he could have gone with Sexton, but to see where he was compared to Hunter.
Yeah, he's just right there, right behind that first group, man.
Yeah,
which is crazy, but he's there. Jason Anderson goes 4-4 for 5th. Okay,
just who he is outdoors.
Guy's super fucking fast, man. God, he's super. I really wish he'd win one of these, but he just doesn't have that speed.
You know, I think a lot of people forget that they're still developing that bike and figuring that thing out too. So, no, fastest in qualifying. You don't really see that out of him a lot outdoors, especially. So
that's why I really thought we were going to see better than a 4-4 day yesterday. Of course, that's before he goes down on his fast lap with the flagger situation. I really like how that whole thing happens when he gets back up or whatever, and then they're interviewing him, and he's like, "Yeah, I actually thought that was really funny because I just grabbed the front brake and was like, oh shit." Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's funny, but. This is just kind of who he is outdoors. I mean, even when he had that killer year indoors where he won all those races, should have won the title in my opinion. But he got a couple podiums here and there. Was just kind of 3rd, 4th guy. So
check's still cashing, baby.
Yep.
So Dylan Ferrandis goes 6-6 for 6th.
Is he not in love with that Honda anymore?
No, 100% not. I don't know where he goes.
They're what about Stubb? He had this like certain connection saying that he was going to Husky.
I have a hard time believing that, knowing what I know now about the Husky gas KTM situation. So, because I got some more insight on that when I was at Redbud, and I don't know about that. So we'll see.
So what they're looking for more power out of that Phoenix bike, right? He's missing that Yami power.
Yep, 100%. So. Christian Craig has a pretty good day. Goes 7-7 for 7th.
Yeah, I guess I've been kind of hard on him. I guess that elbow was a lot worse than probably what we.
Yeah, when they were talking about like he has no muscle in that arm, I was like, oof.
I did see a picture of that thing. Looked like a melon, but
interesting.
So yeah, it's. I still don't think that bike works for him. I'll still stand by that. He's
still out at the end of the year. Like, there's no way he's staying there. I don't know where he's going. Hopefully he goes to Club.
I still stand by that bike is not the best option for him.
No.
Club I don't think is going to work because he's a West Coast guy. He's got a family.
He's in Florida.
Is he in Florida now?
Yeah, they moved to Florida with Star.
You think he packs them all up and goes to North Carolina?
Maybe?
I don't know. But anyway, I was looking back at some races with him at Star, like podium and a moto at Southwick and stuff. Like, damn, I forgot how good he was that year on the 450.
Can he ride a Club MX bike at the Star facility? It's all Blue Crew.
I don't know. Here, let me text somebody.
All right, see if you can find out. Phil, 9-8 for 8. This is what we can count on with Phil. 8, 9, 10, race in, race out. He's not going to have to ride the LCQs at SMX, which is real annoying. I'm going to really miss this guy.
Phil? I do. I'm going to miss him too. He'll be around. We'll still hear from him, but knock on wood, man, but anytime Phil gets some momentum like this, starts cracking off some top 10s, riding really well.
Something happens.
Something happened. So,
Why he's Phil.
So, knock on wood, Phil finishes out this season strong and can go out on a high.
Hopefully.
Because of the kind of guy that we've been opened up into his life and what kind of guy he is, I would love nothing more than to see him go out on good terms and good performances. So,
yep.
Keep doing your thing, Phil. Keep flipping people off. Keep fucking doing what you do.
I miss him already.
Love you.
Love you, Phil.
Love you, miss
Fucking love you, man.
Love you. Love you, miss
All
you.
right, Harry Coulis, 10-12 for 9th. He's trying to make SMX too.
He's got a Harry Coulis.
Stu goes 8-15 for 10th.
Hang on a second.
Oh, boy.
That Coulis dude, were they talking that he rides like Brazilian Supercross or something?
He rides the Brazilian Arena Cross Series. He's paid to ride that series, yes.
So the SMX thing might not be too bad for him then.
No.
He might do all right.
Yes.
See, that's what I like about the SMX and the playoff things. We got this character in there, and he's riding solid.
He's trying.
Yeah, he might get in.
He really wants to, so hopefully.
So,
Shane goes 16-9 for 11th.
Shane's in.
Shane Sins. He showed up.
Doing what he's doing.
He's getting better.
Just kind of where he is.
Just improving. Michigan's own Marshall Welton goes 13-13 for 12.
That's pretty solid. They were playing
Gizmo Mods.
They were going back in the pack a little bit, and he was in the mix, and they never really made a mention.
That's because
of
that
him.
first moto was boring as shit.
Yeah, it was.
It was really boring. So, let's see here. Chiz goes 12-16 for 13th.
Chiz in. I wish I had Pulp Fantasy.
The Pope goes 11-17 for 14th.
He was in the top 10 there for a little bit.
Freddie Norris, still alive, goes 19-10 for 15th. So that's good.
Did he get new wheels, you think?
Hopefully. A-Rod, 15-14 for 16th.
A-Rod sighting, outdoors.
Derek Kelly, 21-11 for 17th.
450 guy.
Colin Park, taking out El Hombre in qualifying, goes 14-27 for 18th. Trevin Nelson, 20-19 for 19th.
Know nothing about him.
And rounded out the top 20, Henry Miller goes 17-39 for 20th.
Another great Pulp pick.
Another great one. Oh, let's see here.
Anybody notable that didn't do well?
Friend of the show, Kevin Moranz, goes 29-25 for 29th. Let's see here. And that's basically it, man. Nobody from Michigan.
Yeah, let me see that real quick. I don't even... See, without Pulp, this is the fucked up thing. I don't pay attention to these guys anymore back here.
Yep.
Zach Williams, Minnesota local. I remember that. Scott Meshy made the cut.
Yep.
What happened to Harlan? You hear anything? Just an off day?
I haven't heard anything yet.
Another thing, Garrett Marchbanks.
Yeah.
Must not be stoked on the equipment.
Yeah, that was an interesting one because at first he pulled in and it was what they say was wrong.
Something about the back wheel or something. I don't know. They asked the club guys and they were like, "Yeah, he's not feeling.
He's
good.
not feeling good." And as soon as they said that, I went, "Oh, something's up."
Something's up. Yeah.
It's he's just looking forward to that pro circuit bike next year.
That could be a good combination.
Maybe. I don't know.
It depends on if they're letting him do his own program. Look what the own program thing's doing with Master Pool and Kitchen.
Yeah, we'll see. So, all right, that's been your 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutter Works. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. So, all right, we're going to move into the Complete Racing Solutions halftime report here. Okay.
What you got?
Well, I got some silly season talk for you.
Yep, love it.
Like I didn't talk about that with Tom last week because like Tom's just not as into that stuff as you are. So I was like, oh, this will be great. Okay, silly season. Let's talk Triumph here.
Jazzed up.
Heard through the grapevine.
Christian Janik.
Yep. Team next year for Triumph. 4-rider, 250 team. Janik, Volan, Smith, Swoll.
It's an interesting lineup.
Super interesting.
Because Janik really hasn't showed me anything.
The Janik thing, from my understanding, has about a 99% probability of happening.
Cheap.
Nope, that's not the reason.
What?
Can't state the reason.
Do you know the reason?
I know the reason. I can tell you the reason when we're not recording, but I can't state the reason.
Make a note of that. I want to know.
We write it over here on my notepad.
Yeah. Make sure the camera sees it.
'Kay.
Wow. Okay.
I also heard the Volan thing is a very interesting thing, and I've heard the Smith deal is not done. It's only on the table. So all of us who were saying that Smith was signed, sealed, and delivered, I've heard is not a thing.
So does Savachi just get boned again?
5-rider outdoor deal? I don't know. I don't know what to tell Savachi.
The 450 thing is just gone.
I wanted to see Joey at Redbud to tell him that, hey, bro, we both have a win bonus coming if you win, so I need you to fucking do this for me. And I never ran into the guy once.
Rusty was trying to find him, too, because Rusty has a set of Pro Circuit gear that he bought on eBay or something. Wanted him to sign it. Versace
Sick.
butt patch.
Sick.
Kind of sick.
Super sick.
This is back when, like, you hated him.
I didn't hate him. He just threw away too many titles back in the day for my liking, okay? He should have won 2 titles.
Yeah, so should have Jet Reynolds.
You know, every time we saw him, Justin made that comment. I was just giggling the whole time.
Jet?
Yeah. We ran into him like I don't know how many times on Combine Day, and every time we walk by him, Justin's like 2 titles.
No
like,
way. So you want to know what's screwed up about that?
Oh boy.
Oh god, people are gonna. This is gonna get back to him. Probably.
Here we go. I'm telling Denver.
So Denver and Jordan, I was with them.
Yeah.
Every time he'd go by on the track, we just look at each other and we go.
I saw Denver talking to the club guys when I was going through the pits at one point.
Yeah. I rode with him yesterday up at Macosta.
Where?
New track up north.
Is that the one that you cased and hit your nuts on?
Nope, that was at his that was at his boss's house.
Oh, okay.
That was out in Chippewa.
How did you case that triple? You ride a 450.
I don't know, man.
What the fuck is wrong with you? That's like something I would do.
I usually don't do that shit.
I know. That's something I would do.
That jump was big.
How big?
It was big.
What? How big? Did you
Like-
pace it out? Is it
like-
70 feet?
Probably more than that. But
69?
inside, it was dry. Had a scoop.
How'd you case it?
Hard pack on a scoop. I just didn't give it enough pepper. Simple as that.
You ride a 450. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Simple as that, dude. I haven't done any jumps where you come out of a corner and you just sit into a jump with everything it's ever, like the bike's got.
Yeah, ride more Supercross, dude.
It was the most Supercross jump I've hit in a very long time. So
Almost died at Battle Creek.
pretty good video though, huh? You like that editing?
I was just laughing
Yeah.
about it the whole time. I didn't even watch it with the sound on because I was
And
somewhere.
you just knew?
And I just, when you said, "Man, rack my nuts on that one" or whatever, I
Or I
watched
said
it.
that one hurt my marble sack.
Yeah, and then I watched it. I was like, "Yep, that sure was a thing. That was straight to the nuts there."
Yeah.
So-
That was it was one of those things I rode around for a lap after and was just like, maybe I need to hang it up.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I thought I fucking pinched the end of my dick off at Redbud?
Were you zipping up your pants?
No,
Oh.
I went to like jump that tabletop next to La Rocco's.
Yeah.
And I hadn't done it before. And then when I landed, I just gave my knees a little extra spring in them
Uh-huh.
and ended up sitting on the tip of my dick.
Yeah, act like that thing hangs that low while you're riding.
It fucking did that day for some
okay.
reason. Don't ask me how I managed that because it's pretty short. It's real wide, but it's pretty short. And yeah, dude, I don't know. I almost pulled off. It was on the first lap of a moto. And I almost pulled off. I was like, oh my God, that hurts so bad. And then like by the time I got over the finish, I was like, okay, I think we're okay. And then I didn't pee for like 6 hours after that because
Oh
I was
my
really
God,
nervous
bro.
about peeing blood. I checked it after the moto to make sure the tip was still there, not just, hanging out in the bottom of my spandex. It was not. But it took me like 6 hours. I like got home, got the bike washed and everything, and I was like, all right, I really got to pee. And I was just like waiting for blood.
Well, speaking of tips,
Oh boy.
you got any more tips on silly season?
So I heard Hymus activated a contract extension.
Yeah, they mentioned that on a broadcast.
Yep. So that's cool. He'll stay there. That's good. Ankle yesterday.
Yes. What I heard.
Wonder if we'll see him next week. Supposedly they say we're going to, but
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a little bit of a bonus for top 3 in points or something. So
he has to for sure. So, I was going to talk about playoff bubble, but I didn't get here and get prepared early enough. So like I don't have the points pulled up for that. But I do like that we can start talking about that. Probably start talking about that after. After
your Colt Nichols and guys like that. Are
yeah,
gonna
and
start showing
Colt,
up?
yeah, and Colt Nichols is coming back. You think
HEP on the Suzuki.
you think Dino's gonna show up?
He's gonna have to. I think Redbud didn't go well for him. Obviously.
No, he was hurt. which is not what we all thought, but I can't tell you about that either because that will throw some people under the bus here. So
What the fucking Jesus,
put it on the list
dude.
here. Anyway, I don't know that I have anything else silly season wise. I guess I probably didn't fill you in with what I heard about the gas.
Maybe a little
Husky
bit. Give me what you
situation.
can. Give me what you can.
Okay, so what I
And
know,
then add the other stuff to the list.
what I know right now is that they're going to bring gas back in house. They're going to take the second Husky truck because that's the old race truck that they've just kind of converted into the hospitality rig, and they're going to reconvert it back to a race truck. So they'll put them in that.
No more hospitality rig. Then.
Yes, because the truck that Troy has is his, or he's leasing it or something. But they do have one more year left under their Troy Lee contract. So they're going to try to appease him by having them still wear the TLD gear. But I'm not sure if that's really going to be a thing or not. And then coming into 2026, that's when the Rockstar deal is up, and that's when things will probably shake up more. Now, from what I'm hearing is that Husky is probably going to get shut down and turned into the electric brand.
Wow.
Is what I'm hearing.
They're going all in on electric then.
Everybody is, man.
I don't think that's a good move.
Which is fine because everybody's doing it.
It's
but
not going to work. Look what happened to Tucker.
Yeah.
Like when I was there, they were going all in on electric with like scooters, skateboards, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And e-bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
That shit don't work in a power sports dealership. If they've got a business plan to start attacking like actual bicycle stores and stuff like that.
You go to a lot of these dealerships. Is anybody moving Starks that has Starks that aren't pre-ordered?
Ziegler sold a couple, but if you go in the front door, those Yamaha e-bicycles,
yeah,
they've been there for like 4 years.
Yeah, but I don't. Here's the thing, though. I don't go to Ziegler's to buy bicycle.
That's my point.
Like that. That's not.
That's
a thing.
my point. That's why I'm saying
they need to go in on the dirt bike side of it. When I go into Ziegler's and I see the Stark, okay, cool. I look at it. Now I don't want a Stark. I would ride one if someone wanted to let me ride one just to see what it was like. I want the Honda one. So like when Honda comes out with it, great. Cool. I've said for a long time, I'll be the first person there, put my deposit down to get one. That's fine. If Husky comes out with an E1, great. Kawasaki's way in development from what I hear.
But
that's fine. And I would go to a dirt bike dealership to buy one. But I'm not going to a dirt bike dealership to get a damn mountain bike. I'm going to pedal.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like right now, and that's all they've got. And I'm sure they put all this production, all of these dollars into that kind of stuff to get those bikes built.
It's just a miss of where you're putting them to sell them. That's the problem. Like if you're going to have a dealer network, you need to get a dealer network going. Yeah, with bicycle.
The other issue is people are going to try to come back in there to get them like worked on and stuff.
Yeah, which they're not set up to do that.
No.
So that's just a miss as far as the actual execution of the distribution of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if they figure that out, the company will be good. But I don't know, it's kind of frustrating that they're shutting down racing to go electric. You know.
But the problem, so the big problem is do you remember when they started like the Husky and Gas brand? So they had KTM, that's going to be our race brand. And then Husky was supposed to be the highest of high end.
Yeah, like Cadillac.
Yeah,
shit, and then,
or whatever. But then what they've figured out is that like, okay, cool. If we put all the money into the KTM ones to go racing, what the fuck are we going to do with Husky?
Yeah. And
There's nowhere to go with it.
Gas for your fucking budget bike.
Yeah. So in my opinion, they're doing the right thing. Husky should transition to the electric side of things, and then you have KTM as your gas race. You have the gas as your
gas race.
Yeah, as your lower or your introductory stuff. I think that all works correctly. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what needs to happen?
That another team goes away though.
Here's what I'll say. Let me go into this little rant here. Holster Co. Reload rant here, by the way. I was talking to somebody the other day about dealer fees for like cars and motorcycles and stuff. You know, when you go and you go, a docking fee, assembly fee, all this bullshit like that.
You're talking my language.
And I'm just like, these dealerships need to either renegotiate or figure out their shit with the fees that they're charging.
So I'll tell you what needs to happen.
Because it's only a matter of time before I can go on Kawasaki's website and order that fucking 450 delivered to my house.
I know what the fix is. And Kawasaki will never do that. They're too loyal to their dealer network.
Somebody's going to do it at some point.
Somebody will
Whether
do it,
it's
but
Honda, Yamaha, KTM, somebody's going to do it. And once that happens, everybody else is fucked.
It's simple. When the bike ships, or a bike ships,
Mm-hmm.
don't have bike costs and then freight costs, and then just put the freight cost into the actual invoice of the bike. That way people can't fuck with it. And the only thing that dealers will be able to fight with is the setup cost, if they even use a setup company. So just build the freight and all that stuff right into invoice, and then nobody has to second guess it. So
all I'm saying is when I see on, say, your website that the MSRP on it is $8,500, and I show up and they go, "Oh yeah, so you're $12,500 out the door." What? And then they're like, "Well, it cost us $2,000 to put it together." Great, put it back in the fucking crate. I'll put it together for fucking $3,000.
Yeah, that should be. I think that should be an option for dealers. Is if somebody wants to just build it themselves, they can. But the issue is they have to keep the crates because they send the crates back.
I don't know, man. There's got to be something, because I've talked to more than enough people, and like I said, all it's going to take is one of the major brands to go, "You know what? We'll just sell direct." And probably who will do it will be KTM, to be honest with you. KTM seems like the kind of people that's what they're going to do. Is you're going to be able to buy literally direct from them. I'm going to go on the website, say, "Hey, I want a 2028 450 SXF." That fucking crate's going to show up where all I got to do is put my
I hope that shit don't happen, because then I don't have a job.
Handlebars and stuff. Well, that's what I'm saying, though, is that the fucking dealerships need to figure out how to not...
It starts with the manufacturer stepping up, though.
Gouge you, I guess you'd say.
It starts with the manufacturer.
Because, look, it don't take that many hours to put a front wheel and a damn set of handlebars on fill the fluids.
That's what they're paying setup fee on.
Yeah, which isn't that
but
long.
So, like, Ziegler, they can set the bikes up and everything right there. You get a smaller dealership, say that JT Cycle.
Yeah.
You've been there, right? They're going to run out of room at some point, so there's separate companies that set up the bike for them.
And then just deliver it to them.
And then they have to ship it, so then you got a shipping cost, and you got more costs to cover. So that's where that comes into play.
Interesting.
So that's why if you're a dealership owner, you start looking at numbers. Is it worth it to put up another building on my property to save this much money in setup fees a year? Shit like that comes into play. So
I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. Like I said,
But I'm with you. When I get a bike from certain dealerships that have like a gas tank fee, like for putting gas in it and shit. Yeah, I'm out.
Yep. Yeah. Which I mean that's a thing. And like I said, all it's going to take is one brand to go, "You know what? Fuck this. We're just going to sell direct."
The Tesla model.
Yeah. Yep. Which again, I don't have a problem with it. I put fucking handlebars and front wheel on and save myself $4,000.
I could see Stark doing it. Is Stark direct, or you got to go to a dealer?
I don't know if I can buy it direct off Stark or not, to be honest with you. But it needs to be...
You know what? I think you can, actually, but they have to fulfill it through the dealer.
It's got to be one of the big six, though.
So that's the other thing that may happen, too, is it will have to be... There's some business models out there where you can go online and do that, but it has to be fulfilled through the dealers, so the dealer can still get their piece out of it, too. So...
I don't know, man. The way the internet's going, I see a time where dealerships don't really fucking exist, to be honest with you. It becomes just a parts and service department, essentially, because you just don't need them. So
yeah, I'm with you. But I also...
How is business going for Kawasaki? Because I've heard that KTM has such an overabundance of bikes sitting on showroom floors right now. It's ridiculous, and that's part of what's causing this whole mix-up here.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And I've seen Kawasaki's brand new ones marked way down.
Yeah, those are... I mean, dirt bike world, that's a competitive market for sure. So you gotta, mark some shit down to get it out into the market. But
I'm
as far
talking
as, like, street bikes and stuff go.
Yeah, no.
Like a 636 ain't getting a discount on it because there's a lot of demand.
I mean, so the ones I've seen are brand new 24 450s for $6,500.
Yeah, there's big rebates on them and stuff.
So I was just curious, like, do you guys have a bunch of that kind of stuff sitting on the floor, dirt bike wise, or
no? That's what that's doing is just getting them out into the market and gaining market share kind of thing.
Okay.
Because I think they see the value. I don't know if this for sure, but for me personally, I see the value in that because it's getting the bikes out to the track. And the more green bikes you see,
Yep.
That's just what you're going to relate to when you see a dirt bike. And like I said, you don't see Honda putting money like that on bikes right now because I don't think they can afford it.
Probably not.
Because they're paying those guys. But yeah, as far as like business in general, it's definitely like flooring concerns are the big issue right now just because there's so much products like still sitting. Like during COVID, everything left and like none of the units ever even hit flooring. So now interest and stuff is a big obstacle. That's just a lot of what I deal with on a daily basis is trying to keep dealers profitable. So KTM's definitely stocked up. Polaris and Can-Am are really good at getting product out there. And that's a big concern right now too because you got a lot more flooring wrapped up in a $40,000 side-by-side than a couple $1,000 motorcycles. So so dealers with those brands are struggling a little bit, but it comes back to the manufacturer stepping up too. Like Polaris has stepped up and they got like $2,000 off on certain units and stuff like that too. So it's a trickle-down effect is what it is.
How do I want to ask this? Are the profit margins big on power sports stuff from as far as a dealership goes? Because I've had some friends who've done like OEM car dealership, and they're like, "Do we make literally nothing on the car? We have to sell the upgraded warranty, the upgraded this, the upgraded that to be able to make any money as far as the dealership goes."
It depends.
Okay.
I mean, like a KLX 110. You know how much those are?
Yeah. I mean, you're like $3,500.
Yeah, obviously, there's probably not a ton of margin to play with there. It just depends. I mean, all the OEMs have extended warranties. Some dealerships have their own warranties they sell. If they've got a good sales process, they're going to start with buying the unit. You're going to accessorize it. Because a lot of times, you should be able, if you're buying the unit, I think the dealer should step up and say, hey, we'll help you out a little bit on this. And then I'm a believer in like an extended warranty on certain things. If it's an OEM one, like nobody will back the product like the ones that built it. So if something does go wrong, like they're going to step up.
Yeah.
So I think any OEM one, that is something worth looking into for sure. If it's just like a third party one, that stuff can get sticky. But if it's an OEM one, and sometimes if stuff falls out of warranty, at least for Kawasaki that I've seen, if it's fallen outside of warranty, we'll step up and take care of it. Like,
have you been seeing any issues with the new bikes? Because you're the guy that sees all that kind of stuff, right? Because you have to go around and do the warranty work. Has there been any issues with like the new 450s this year that you've been seeing consistently? So
no issues. Just to hear.
Come on, don't give me corporate stuff.
No, don't worry. No, I'll get that. I'll be transparent. So a lot of issues, like people complain about them being slow just because of what the magazines say all the time. And my comeback to that is always there's no local rider that'll ever ride that bike to its full potential. And get the ECU retuned or do something like that. Now everybody was freaking out a little bit about a frame recall.
Okay.
There was some frame cracking going on. From what I understand, that was only like race team side stuff.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, those guys are doing Supercross and putting bikes through way more than what we ever will. So just to be safe, corporate came out and said, hey, this is going on. This is what you can do to fix it. So the first batch of production got a fix, and then everything else is good from there.
Okay.
Now, as far as seeing a frame actually crack, haven't even seen one.
Okay.
So,
because this kind of stuff happens, okay? Like in 18, when the new Honda 450 came out, they were running into issues. There was some sort of motor issue with like counterbalancer shaft or something. And then they were having issues where the forks were showing up like half filled or some bullshit like that.
I've seen one where the Kickstarters were cracking the case or something a little bit for a little while.
Which is, this kind of stuff happens with new models.
Dude.
Like to all brands too.
Yeah, and this is, that Yeah, the frame thing was definitely it sounded way worse than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's what we're getting away with going into the second year of the bike, then I think they hit a home run on it.
Yeah.
They did their homework and did really well.
Yep.
I mean, obviously everything's going to have a little bit of an issue. So right now, not really secret, we have recalls on mules. And they did just find the fix for that.
Okay.
But all it was it's just like an ECU retune.
Mm.
But I mean, there's
How's the side-by-side going? Those moving?
the KRXs struggle a little bit.
Okay.
But down in like Kentucky, stuff like that, they kick ass. Like Kawasaki lacks a little bit in the power department.
Okay.
On the sport side by side.
Okay.
So like up here, we want to go in a straight line. We got to go to the dunes. We want to do all that stuff. But if you want to go rock crawling or do any of that, these things are the most durable, like best side by side on the market.
Interesting.
And then just came out. You seen the Ridge?
Yeah.
So I think there might be one over at Ziegler if you've never checked one out. But
I don't know. Can't test drive it?
they might let you. I'm not sure. So I got a demo bike coming. I'll have to have you come ride it, check it out.
Oh, sweet. We're getting a demo bike?
I got a Ninja 500
Do you really?
sitting in the garage.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a crotch rocket guy. You know that.
Yeah.
Got the hybrid. Silva hybrid. That's worth coming
Whoa.
and checking out.
Rewind here.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean a hybrid?
Take off from the light and electric, switches over to gas.
That's the one you have at your house right now?
It's coming.
Oh, okay.
I'll have it this week.
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, let me try that.
It's kick ass, but it's an automatic. But you can switch it over to manual mode. So
All right,
it's the left side of the handlebar is like an Xbox controller.
Okay.
So you can flick it while you're shifting with your finger. Pretty fucking cool.
Holy shit. Yeah, I gotta try this.
Lots of crazy technology. It's first bike ever.
And you said it's a 500?
It's based off the 500 engine platform.
Is that technically what it's supposed to be CC wise then, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 451 cc. But
Is it still a rocket looking bike, or is it something else?
It's rockety looking.
Okay.
And you can get the Z, which is the naked model.
Okay.
There's the e-boost button on it, and it sounds lame, dude. Lame.
I mean,
But if you e-boost,
yeah.
and we got to ride them out west, and they had us launch them in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed a video too. It'll out launch a ZX10.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, bring it over. We'll have to figure something out, because yeah, I would love to ride it, and we'll do a whole video on it.
I'll have to see if you can ride it first though. So you might have to sign a waiver. I got to look through all the paperwork and everything, because we
can sign whatever, dude.
I mean, we get demos to let the dealers and the salesmen and stuff ride, and then myself obviously to be well versed in it. But
I've got 10,000 YouTube subscribers. We'll make a video, bro. It's fine. I won't do anything crazy.
I would like to make some videos and some content like 500 versus hybrid 500 kind of thing. But
yeah, that would be interesting to do.
The other really cool thing on this bike is walk mode. So you can click walk mode, and if you're standing there and you want to like back the bike into the garage, you flip the throttle forward and it starts moving backwards.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you want to go forward and it's in walk mode, you can turn the throttle and it just goes at like a walking pace and helps you move it.
Unreal.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Are you getting a dirt bike demo too?
No, I don't think so.
Just 500.
I'd like to get a 24.
Yeah, it'd be sweet.
But
look, whose nuts do I got to tug on for one of those? Like,
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna put like 5 hours on it.
I know we talk about marketing and all that stuff, but like Jeremy McGrath, Axel Hodges, like I know.
Hey, look. There's influencers, and then there's micro influencers, and I feel like I fall in the micro influencer category, where it's like, look, bro, I need a bike. I need a bike to put 5 hours on.
You want to make some content?
Sure, I always love making content.
Go to Fox Power Sports.
Oh boy, here we go.
Coming up. The Good Times demo tour truck's coming.
Oh, okay.
Go up there, ride some bikes.
I heard they had a track.
Fox?
Was it Fox, or what's the other one up there?
Village?
No, it must have been Fox. Somebody told me they had a track.
No, they don't.
They said they didn't keep up with it, but they did have a track.
No.
Which was weird. I was like, I've never heard of this.
No.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's, I guess, I don't know how we even got to there, but yeah, that's some stuff we got going on. We were talking about dealers, but
Yeah.
No, that hybrid bike's fucking. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, I'd be super interested to ride it.
Yeah,
even if we got to do the wink, like I didn't really ride it thing, I'd be super interested to ride that thing. Because like that's
Ziegler might have a demo and you can ride their demo.
They don't really like me there.
JT Cycle have a demo, you can ride their demo.
I don't know them that well.
But like that's the other part of my job too, is getting dealers to put their bikes in demo programs so people like you can go in and ride them.
I'm trying to get on a fucking Triumph.
I know. I got offered to ride one the other day.
I got to go to the. You know somebody that actually has one?
Mm-hmm. Jot it down.
Yeah, because I was trying to get on a JT Cycle demo deal for that, like when they were gonna, or maybe it wasn't JT Cycle. No, it was somebody else that was gonna have some of those.
Yeah.
And I know a guy who knows a guy who was gonna have some. That it was like,
Your
yeah,
cousin's
when we get to
brother's
this
uncle's
point,
buddy.
yeah, kind of something like that. So,
Yeah. Why do I even have this on?
I don't know, man. I was wearing them, but it's starting to hurt my head. So,
yeah. So that's what's going on, dealership world. I mean, everything's still.
I heard it's really slow though.
It's slowed up for sure, but
It's not COVID numbers, but it's not it's not lower than
Correct.
pre-COVID.
yeah,
Makes sense.
Like I always said that in the beginning. Yes, it's going to drop down, but as long as it drops down and is still above pre-COVID, we're looking good. And obviously, with the election and all the BS going on, people are a little tight.
Can still afford ammo.
But and then once you get into like $30,000 side by sides and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
that's
you're
a
not
whole-
even thinking about buying those unless you know you got the cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
excuse me. But no, Ridge is cool. Go check one of those out. They're finally in stores. I think we missed a little bit on that, the Super Bowl commercial and all that, and then not actually having one on the floor while that commercial was going on.
Well, welcome to the world of marketing. Marketing gets excited,
I know.
and then production
I know.
lags.
Yeah. So, no, I'm a year in, so it's definitely been interesting.
You've been there a year already?
Isn't that crazy?
Holy shit.
Yeah, just learning how to be the best that I can for dealers.
Now, is 25 250 new this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So it matches the platform of the 450.
450.
Won't have the Brembo front brake. Still
Okay.
a Nissan unit. Chassis is the same. Pull off air filter kind of deal's the same.
So is that one of those things that like they're basically you could drop a 450 motor and a 250 chassis? Is that similar or?
You know, that's a good question. I think so, actually. Pretty close. There might be like engine mounts might be different. The way it mounts.
Okay.
Then I didn't know. I wish they would advertise this a little more. But the engine mounts, right from OEM Kawasaki, you can get the different engine mounts to try in the different
Really?
holes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah, 250 is pretty cool. I've even like tossed around in my head getting a 250,
Really?
going back, but we'll see.
I like the small bores, dude. The big bore stuff just doesn't. I mean, it's like one of those things like, yeah, I'd ride it, but like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
It's like when everybody used to throw around getting 1,000cc street bikes. I'm just like, yeah, you don't need that. It's unnecessary.
Don't need that.
I mean, you needed it, and you needed to give it more pepper to clear that triple, but
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Yeah. Oh, this just popped in my head too. Back with the hybrid bike, you
Yeah.
can ride it full electric if you want to.
It's fucking weird. I don't know about all this, man. I don't know.
You can ride it in a full electric mode. You can ride it in the hybrid mode, so it switches over at a certain speed, or you can ride full ICE, internal combustion.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah, most versatile bike.
hopefully we can put something together. I can ride it. We'll do video. Like I said, we'll do a video on it.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I'd like to
Full
do a
review.
video on it too, 500 versus hybrid or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be
but-
sweet. So, all right.
So, yeah, that's what's going on there.
That's cool. That's cool. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for the
Yeah.
transparency. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
All
Hopefully I
right.
didn't say anything I wasn't supposed to.
I mean, who gives a fuck? Nobody watches this show anyway.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Every day I'm surprised, man.
Yeah.
All right. The rant, Holster Co. Reload rant. Check out Holster Co. Link in the description down below for all your things that go bang bang and boom boom there. Okay. So I was watching the Yamaha Behind the Gate. Is that what their YouTube
Yeah, I
thing's
haven't
called?
watched really many of those. So.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I know they
Do
were
enjoy
good,
it.
the ones I have watched.
Yes. But here's where my rant comes in, and it's actually not directed towards Star Racing or anything. They call it the Scouting Combine.
Yeah.
That, let me get out my Mari impression. That's determined to be a lie. No one's getting scouted at this fucking thing, okay? Everybody who races it is on a factory deal already. Mm-hmm. They're all pre-signed, pre-done, delivered. They're racing their factory bikes, and it's invite only. You can't show up. It's not a scouting combine. Might as well just call it Outdoor Futures. That's what it is.
Yeah, they should just call it Outdoor Futures. Like, combine to me thinks of, like...
Bro.
They bring them all there. They do fitness tests with them. They see what VO2 max is. They see all that. Yeah. Which I think would be kind of a cool aspect to our
If you wanted to do it that way and you wanted to put a limit and say, look, you guys cannot sign these kids until they do 2 scouting combine races, so that way the scouting combine is a legitimate scouting combine, and you want to open it up to anyone who gets, even make it qualifying points of going to these pro-am races or whatever, of like, say, okay, cool, you want to get into the scouting combine, you got to have 15 points, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, there
something
should be some
stupid
kind of
low
stipulation, because you still got some Joe Blows that shouldn't even belong out there.
Yeah, which is fine. Okay, put some stipulations in, put something in, but for it to be an invite only, everybody's already signed. They're all on Star Racing or Factory KTM or whatever, and call it a scouting combine. Nobody's getting scouted from these. That's not what it is.
No.
That's my Holster Co. Reload rant.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. These kids are all already signed.
Yes.
Like
it's a stupid name. When I watched it, I was like, what the fuck are we doing, man?
If we're going to call it a scouting combine, let's take all these guys to the gym, and then maybe you got a dude that gets 10th, but his VO2 max is insane, and you're like, I think we could
see
work
something
with that.
in him.
I think we could work with that.
A la Roger DeCoster and Ryan Dungey.
Yep. I think we can work with that. Boom.
100%. 100%. So
that'd be cool, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
Second reload rant.
Reloading.
It's fucking flagger situation, man. We got to get this sorted out. It's past time. Everybody on every show's going at it. So Sean should not be mad at me now. We got to have a full-blown, full flag crew that goes all year. That's all there is to it, man. We're at that point. I mean, 2 weeks in a row now we're seeing dumb shit. Mm-hmm. Dumb shit. This is 3 times in outdoors. I mean, you look at fucking, what's it called? Paula Press Day. Now you've got last
Paula Press
week.
Day was bad. Yeah, you're right.
Last week during the motos, and now you got this week in fucking qualifying. Like, bro, we need a full professional flag team.
Yeah.
40 people. 40
something.
people. Week in, week out. Has to be better.
Marchbanks is very lucky things weren't worse. Look at this.
Boom,
there goes the camera.
There goes the camera.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ando. He was pissed about the flagger. So
yeah, yep, that's exactly why.
It just is one of those things that has to happen. You want to be professional. Look, we're to the point now. This stuff is out there too much.
Yeah.
We cannot continue to not do it.
Yes. I definitely think the sport is going in a good direction still. I think
the sport's going in a great direction.
I think
we're growing.
Yeah, I think that, and I think there are some people in power that are preaching the same thing we are. You got the Mathises, you got the Wygants, you got the JTs that are on the same page, that are on the broadcast and kind of in the right places. Do you think they're pushing in the right places?
I'm very conflicted with Steve because he's paid by Racer X. So there's only so far he's going to go before he can't go, okay?
But there's people in his circle that can push for him, though.
Yes. Now, don't get me wrong. Steve does have a voice to move some things in the proper direction.
Yeah. You know who I think can really move some things is Jason Wygant.
Yes and no.
I've already seen good changes on the broadcast.
Again, he is another one that he can push, but he can only push so far because of the paychecks coming from there. That's his job, you know.
Yeah,
it's like Pulp. If you sponsor Pulp, the invoices come from Racer X. They don't come from Pulp. So I don't know how that all works out. I've seen the invoices. Yep. Comes letterheaded on Racer X. Yep. So, which is weird. I don't know how that works out, but whatever, doesn't matter.
Well, like the Steve Mathis show on Racer X or whatever.
Well, there's a whole bunch of it that it's like,
okay, well,
there's a big tie together there. So, look, man, I don't know. I'm not here to to just berate and beat on. This is just something that everyone's seeing now,
Yeah,
and
everybody's
it has
talking
to be
about
done.
it. Yeah, if everybody's talking about it, let's
do something.
Let's look at it.
Like, yes, I know this is going to cost an easy $1 million a year, but you got to do it. Yeah. Here we go again. People are going to. Here come the comments. Formula One, those guys don't get on the track without a flag crew that goes with them to every round.
Yeah.
Those guys are not sitting there oogling over Max Verstappen going by because they see him every single race. They probably can walk up and say, "Hey, Max, great race."
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Get those guys on that. That's the perk of the job is you have these guys on a first name basis.
We can't do $50 on a t-shirt and you stand in the sun all fucking day anymore. It just can't be the fucking thing.
That'd be a miserable job.
I wouldn't want a flag.
No.
I wouldn't want a flag at all.
I flagged the BCMC and it's hard enough.
Nope, I'm out. So
look at Plessinger on the outside. Right?
Mm-hmm. So there is my Holster Co. reload rants. You got a rant? You want to rant about anything?
Oh, off the top of my head, no, not really.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe the Deegan dirtbags in the comments, but that's nothing new.
It's every week, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even read the comments last week.
Oh, like on this show?
Yeah.
I haven't read them in a couple weeks either, but I was just talking like his post, and they're all backing him on like, oh, Hymus sucks and all this stuff.
We'll get to that in a second.
Obviously, guys that have never even watched the race, but I don't know. One good thing about the broadcast that I'd like to bring up is I liked the Raw. Like, hey, we're on a break with NBC right now, so we're going to leave no audio. We let everybody know. Mm-hmm. Air horns going off, people yelling, bikes. I thought it was sick.
That's different, though, because we haven't had that the last couple of years. Like, we used to get it when we first got on Peacock, I feel like. It was a thing of, like, yeah, we're going to commercial.
Everybody was just kind of like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. And then it was like, okay, we're going to commercial. It was quiet for a minute, and then they would talk, and then they get quiet again when we were coming back from commercial. And then, like I said, at least last year, it was like they just kept going. But I don't know.
Yeah, like we stepped in and was just like, hey, we're gonna go Raw here, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah. I enjoy listening to it too. So
it was kind of like NASCAR where they have like that crank it up segment.
They took out the catapult, didn't they?
No, it's in there.
I thought the catapult was after that triple jump there.
No.
Or that is the catapult.
The triple looking jump is the
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was another jump
first
after
gnarly
that.
one, like the
coming out of the back out of the rollers there.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Anyway, that's been your Complete Racing Solutions halftime report.
Bunch of random shit.
Yeah,
there.
a bunch of random stuff. That's what we have the halftime report for. Yeah. So, all right, now we're going to move into 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing. Make sure to check them out.
Hell of a first moto.
Can I get through the read first?
No.
Make sure to check out our friends at Flo Racing for all your PW50, national PW50 needs and other assorted goodies.
I saw Flo wandering around Redbud.
Did you?
I saw them both.
I didn't see him. Interesting.
Oh, by the burger stand.
Well,
you stand up there, you see a lot of people.
Yeah. So, anyway, all right. So, Kitchen goes 1-1.
Let's go. Team Green.
Team Green, baby.
That first moto was solid. Went down and still won.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of a statement ride for him. That one probably felt really good.
Well,
Deegan's out front.
Yeah.
Chase him down, pass him, crash, still win.
Yep.
That whole first moto was really kick-ass, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But then second moto, he just did what he had to do. Same thing. I think that's his first 1-1.
Yes.
That first overall?
First overall.
Swore he got one in Thunder Valley.
Yeah, they said first overall.
What did he do in Thunder Valley? Just came out and won a moto that day?
I don't know. Let's see here. Let's go back. We'll get into the archives here.
Yeah, get in the archives because I could have swore he at least won that moto at Thunder Valley, and everybody was like, "What the hell?"
Well, he might have won a moto, but he did not win an overall. So you were wrong on that. I mean, does this continue? Like, are we back? Did we figure out the bike, or this is just another?
What they say that he went stiffer with the bike.
Yeah.
No, I guess we'll see. This is more kind of what he rides in every day, some softer stuff. So
yeah.
I think that had a little bit to do with it.
We'll see how Washougal goes.
I mean, he literally lives a trail away from them.
I know. It's crazy.
Could be some good movement for him.
But Deegan was so good there last year.
Deegan was insane there last year.
So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I know you were taking your shirt off there on camera. I was like, all right, sweet, dude.
I know.
It's getting the OnlyFans.
My Redbud burn is starting to peel.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm peeling from Redbud. It's
Gross.
not good. Not
Super
good.
gross.
I look like a slithering little snake.
Yeah, and jumps his way into second in points in one round.
Dude,
that
second moto was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, goes from practically irrelevant to jump it in. So.
Yeah, no, good for him. I think that's a big monkey off Levi's back.
I think so
it'll
too.
Be really interesting to see where it goes.
How do you feel about the shaped head?
I like it.
Not a good look.
It's not a good look.
He needs some hair up there, man.
Well, did you see that picture of him from way back with a bunch of long hair?
Yeah.
He looked like a wiener. But I think it's cool, man. He said he likes Rodman, so he's doing the Rodman thing. Paint it red, white, and blue. The
shave it off. Fuck.
But he's the furthest thing from Rodman.
Yes. Yes, he is. Yes,
so,
he is.
I kind of like him, dude. Kind of goes in, does his job, stays quiet.
I mean, he's
starting to grow on me a lot.
Yeah, like he's fine. I don't have any problem with him.
Gypsy Pod was good.
He's another character in the realm of characters,
He
which
seems
I
like one of those riders that's pushing for transparency.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
all right, now we're into our Isaac Nelson Designs Deegan Danger Zone here.
Second overall, huh?
Deegs goes 3-4 for second.
Dude, the kid is gritty.
It's 100%.
The kid is very Tomac-ish.
He's gritty, and he is 100% when it's your year, and this is his year.
He's
outdoors.
gnarly, yeah.
This is, I mean, when you have like what the way yesterday was, and he still goes 3-4, it's just.
And still gains on points.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to get like 4th or 5th that first moto, and then all of a sudden he was like, nope, fuck you, Shimoda. I'm coming back around.
Yeah, so he just gained on points too, even.
Yeah.
After that whole second moto deal.
I mean, you have last week, he hits the deck and is even up in points. Sorry, I got that wrong, guys. He is even up in points because Hymas got penalized. And now you have this week, he's literally down in the first corner, drop kicks his exhaust back into place.
Yeah, I was wondering how that was going to go if they did like sound check again and all that.
There's no way you could sound check a bike that went through a crash and be like, "Oh, you failed." Like I thought about that for a split second. And I'm like, if they do that, they look like chuckleheads.
Yeah, you're right.
Because like, yeah, you want to sound check any bike that comes off that's like hasn't been crashed, but if your bike's been crashed and your exhaust all fucked up, like get fucked on the sound check.
When I got to thinking like halfway in that moto, like if they were to call him in and everybody else was having their issues, they could have called him in, changed the pipe, and he still would be leaving points by like a long amount.
But it was working. It was working, and man, that was a fucking ride, that second moto,
Another one with the pipe hanging off sideways. Probably didn't even know. I wonder if the bike was restricted a little bit.
He said it wasn't bad in his interview. He said it was down a little bit, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But he's like, dude,
I helped him a little bit.
He was like, dude, I got up, looked at that pipe. I was like, oh, no. So I just like kicked it as hard as I could, and I was like, well, looks all right. And then took off, so.
Now, can we talk?
You want to talk about his interview with Vital?
Dude.
And
so everything else, this kid is the whole package.
I love him so much.
But this right here,
I'm such a fan anymore.
I don't like it, man.
The WWE shit's awesome.
I can't get
fucking
on board
awesome.
with this delusional like
this WWE shit is the best thing ever.
You know what it is?
Hymas rides him dirty, but he's the king. But hey, dude, don't worry. He is the king of dirty moves.
So he's gonna get him back. He says
that's what he said. Is he's the king of dirty moves. So if he has to,
oh, he needs to get over this thing where you're in second place coming into the first turn, you run the corner.
You gotta love this. This is what we need because it's not boring.
So let's talk the incident itself. Hymas comes in, has the line. Deegan gets up in there. Hymas' front wheel tucks a little bit. He dabs his foot and hits the front wheel. That's all that happened. He didn't saw him off. He didn't cut him off. Can we watch the footage before we start running our mouths?
No, we don't need to. This is WWE.
He takes everything personally.
It's WWE, dude, and I fucking love it.
You know what I think happened?
We need some more guys like him to clap back.
You've seen The Last Dance, correct?
Clap back. Yeah, he's like Jordan. He's got to have a fucking chip on his shoulder. So he makes shit up.
You think Brian sat him down on the couch and made him watch that documentary probably 6 times?
I don't think Brian sat him down and made him watch it. I think he's probably watched it himself every week.
I said, you sit right here, boy, and you listen to Michael Jordan.
Every week he watches it. Oh, God, here we go. Look, dude, I don't know. I'm in love with it, man, because it's what we need. It's entertainment. It's entertainment.
It's very cringy to me, though.
No. So is professional wrestling. You know how many billions of dollars that's worth?
Yeah, and I don't watch it.
I don't care. It's not. It doesn't have motorcycles.
I don't know, man. That was cringy.
I thought it was great. I think it's great. I love it. And he's just good. Here's the thing. If you're one of these guys and you take it personally, number one, I don't think you should. Because in case you haven't noticed, he does it to every single person. It's not personal.
Well, it's anybody that's remotely close in the championship.
Anybody that's remotely close. He's taking shots. He took shots at Levi. He took shots at Vial. He's taking shots at Hymas.
Whoever's second in points.
Levi will get more shots next week, guaranteed. Like, dude, this is just what happens. It's WWE, and I fucking love it. You meet him in person, or you hang around him at all. Like like if you're even in the remote vicinity at all, when there's not a camera or a bazillion fans, he's not a cocky asshole like this, because I've been around him prior to.
You just watched him from a distance.
Just walking through or whatever, you know. Well, I was around him that year he did the combine at Redbud. He was around all day, and I saw him tons of times, and he was never once cocky, asshole, anything to anybody I saw.
That's a gift if you can just flip the switch like that.
He can. It's because the camera's on. I'm telling you. And this is where it comes down to, he's been in that world for so long that none of this bothers him.
Yeah.
You want to know a guy that could, if Jet wasn't around, could break all these records and fucking go forever? This is it. Because it doesn't bother him. No. He lives to train, which is awesome. He's gritty, which is awesome. And the whole fandomonium thing, because he's been around it since he was 10 years old, it doesn't matter to him. Yeah. He doesn't care. Doesn't bother him. Nothing. He's just here living his best life. And I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of it until I realized what it can do for the sport, and I'm like, holy shit. Because we haven't seen a guy like this. We haven't had a guy come in that's been famous since he was fucking 3 years old. So he doesn't care.
So let me throw you for one.
Okay.
450 class.
Yep.
Does he do his own deal?
Yeah.
Gets factory support from somebody.
Whatever bike he wants to ride.
Brian's tied in with Rockstar still, or you think they're
with Monster?
Or you think they're Monster for life?
'Cause
he was Rockstar guy for a long time.
Whoever is going to pay him the most money.
Rockstar leaves Husky. They're going to need a team.
I don't believe Rockstar is going to want to continue with the sport, period, which is why they're leaving Husky. Otherwise, I think they just stay with Husky.
That's the bummer. We need them.
No, we don't. Because they're going to go get outside deals that you've never even thought of.
I don't know.
They are.
I hope.
Okay. I'll admit that we've had some deals that have foobarred away. You cannot... They're bigger than the sport. Mm-hmm. I mean, literally. He gets more views on his YouTube channel in a month than what Supercross pulls in an entire fucking season. And I know.
Is that confirmed?
Because I've seen the Supercross numbers. Mm-hmm. How are you going to... What are you going to do? You going to throw him out? You want to be famous for being the series that threw out this kid? Because here's the thing: if you pull some dumb shit like you did with Roxon, or the not the HRC, the RCH team. Oh, you can't have that Dodge car here. Oh, you can't, tighten up so they can't see the Jimmy John's logo. Do you know how fast Brian's going to be in the office with them saying, "What the fuck are we doing?" Mm-hmm. And then guess what? They have all the channels. They'll just put it out there. Hey, guess what? They're destroying our sponsorship deals.
They're destroying America.
Yeah. You think that's going to work? No. Yeah. Absolutely not.
They got a lot of leverage.
Absolutely not.
They got all the
There's some major conspiracy theories going on with them, with different things that I've heard in the last week, too.
Write it down. I need to get caught up here. Been out of the loop, dude. I'm just living my best life on summer break,
Yeah, I know.
Riding. I'm a crotch rocket guy now.
Oh boy, here we go.
Big stunt rider.
Anyway, but outside of that, I mean, 95% he wins this title. I mean, he's gonna have this thing wrapped up by Unadilla at this rate.
100% he wins it. What is he? He's 2 motos up.
51 points. 52 points.
Motos.
Yeah,
he can skip the last round.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to race Ironman. God, I hope he sends that huge finish jump at Ironman again. So as of right now, he'll have it wrapped up by Buds. I have a feeling he'll have it wrapped up by Dilla. If not the first moto of Buds.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, none of these other guys can stay that consistent. Like, I thought Hymas was gonna be that guy, but then
Judo kicked the front wheel.
Yeah, which actually I heard his ankle is the opposite of his knee.
Ooh,
That's
so,
bad.
yeah,
So now he's got both sides are fucked up.
Yeah, that's not good.
So, all right.
Hopefully he's all right. Hymas has been a cool story. I don't think I was expecting this kind of stuff from him. Justin's been a big Hymas believer.
The funny thing is that somebody was talking on something a couple of weeks ago. I heard they're like, dude, he used to race Deegan when Deegan would race up a level or something at times. He's like, dude, Hymas and Hymas and Romano and them would whoop the shit out of Deegan back then in the amateurs.
So you think all this stuff's goes back to then?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, maybe him getting whooped in some of those in the amateur series put a chip on his shoulder. Welcome to Cooper Webb's world.
Yeah.
And now he's just like, haha, wait till we get to pros. I'm gonna fuck everybody.
Maybe.
And that's what he's doing.
Maybe that's what it is.
All right, that's been your Isaac Nelson Designs Deegan Danger Zone. Now, moving on, low-key exceeding expectations season here. Casey Cochran, 9-2 for third, led whatever it was, 20 minutes of that second moto.
I liked the fight.
He's been low-key good. I said this a couple rounds ago because he's had a fastest qualifier, and then there was he was running top 5 or something in a moto, and I was like, dude, this kid is low-key building good. And actually getting some results here. Mm-hmm. I was a little worried he was going to be like a lot of these other Rockstar Husky kids and just kind of flounder out, and then you watch yesterday and you're like, oh, nope, we're here. Yeah. So I like it. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I liked the emotion and how stoked he was. And too. I thought that was super cool. You're 17 years old, and I think he's very underrated.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'd like to see.
He's one of those kids that got kind of screwed and got pushed into going pro before I think it was supposed to be. So, Max Anstey goes 7-3 for 4th overall.
Do you think Husky's caring about his result? That's why he's doing good?
No, they don't give a shit.
Well, that's probably why he's doing good. No pressure.
Yeah. So. Anstey kind of lucked into that 4th, in my opinion. But he's just living his best life riding that star bike.
I'm a little underwhelmed with him on that star bike.
What did you expect?
I know, you're right. He ain't ridden outdoors in a minute.
New bike, new team. Hasn't really rode an actual outdoor season here. I mean, this is kind of... And he doesn't seem disappointed at all. The interviews I've seen, he's just like, yeah, this is kind of what I expected, was just come in and learn and do stuff. So
2-year deal, which is interesting. You think we see him in Supercross finally step up and...
I don't know. I don't know if that bike makes that much of a difference. Maybe.
I think for him it was a start. I mean, that bike ain't going to blow up like the Firepower one did either.
Yeah, but still the start too. If he can't get a start, which I'm not convinced he can, it's not going to make a difference.
In the 250 class, the motor makes the most difference in the 250 class.
Yeah, we'll see. Dylan Schwartz goes 10-6 for 5th. There's a lot of these guys that were very advantageous that second moto when everybody was down.
Schwartz is good for him. Solid.
Schwartz is good, and he's just a top 10 guy. This is a little bit of a bump, like I said, courtesy of that second moto. Kind of like our next guy, Ryder D, goes 12-5 for 6th.
Is Ryder D just like this random Southern California good mud rider?
I don't know, man.
He won a heat in the mud. He's anytime there's mud, he's good.
Just do the rain dance, buddy. Do the rain dance. Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see if he's back at TLD next year or back at Gas next year or not. I don't know.
He's been very...
I've heard different things, but I'm not sure. I think he needs
out of Southern California.
I think so too, but we'll see. Vial goes 217 for 7th.
Vial is very underwhelming to me.
There's a Supercross hangover going on.
Just all year.
It's a Supercross hangover. Next year, he'll probably fucking dominate, to be honest with you.
You really think?
Maybe.
I don't think so, man. I haven't seen anything that's just made me go, wow.
I literally think it's a Supercross thing, because he wasn't expecting to do anything in Supercross, ends up winning this title, and it was just by the time you get down the last couple rounds, it's got to just be like a fucking dump of holy shit, we pulled that off. I can't believe that.
I don't know.
And then how do you get up for going outdoors?
I didn't really watch him much in the GPs, but I don't think he was ever very wow in the GPs.
Nah.
That one dude was kicking his ass all the time and couldn't hold it together.
Yeah, Big Air Tom.
No. Yeah. Iago Geert.
Oh, man.
Iago was smoking him, and then Iago would just weed it up.
Ty Masterpool goes 8-10 for 8th.
That second ride was low-key impressive from him being on the ground as long as he was and ran over 3 times.
Did you see his old man running out in the track too?
Oh, the wizard-looking guy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I missed it.
Dude, I
looks
saw
like a garden gnome.
I saw that, and he... nice guy, but yes, you're right. He does look like a garden gnome. And
bad motherfucker, too. That dude's in shape.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to fuck with him, dude. Not only that, he's got Jesus on his side, dude, so he'll fuck your day up. But
easy.
I saw him running out on the track there too in the one of the replays. I was like, holy shit. You got all the team guys, and then here comes Mr. Masterpool just trucking out there. Ties down, we gotta get him going.
But see, I think it's I like all that. Like they work together and they figure it out. Like Mitch Payton, just let these guys run their deal.
Yep.
Like I maybe that's just kind of
I'll ask you,
getting older, letting some things go on a little better. But
hey, can you fire a text off and see if PC's gonna make some budget for him next year?
No.
Come on, man, text somebody.
That's what I wanted to hit you with in the halftime report, and I missed it.
Okay, go ahead.
Faulkner or Masterpool? Who are you signing?
I am signing. I'm keeping Faulkner, and I am doing whatever sort of creativity bullshit I have to do to sign Masterpool to a Supercross fill-in / outdoor ride. Because with that lineup, he'll ride Supercross. However, he is not good at Supercross. He's going to be a top 15 250 guy is all, and that's fine. But you got to keep him on the bike.
He did make 450
for outdoors. I mean, he did, and that's great. Like I said, he'll make the main, but I just don't think it's going to be anything spectacular. It's not going to be typical factory guy. It's going to be 6 to 12 type deal. But you got to do that so that he rides outdoors for you.
Right.
Because outdoors, he can win motos and overalls.
Right.
Which is what we're seeing. So you got to do whatever sort of creative negotiation you can do with him and the family.
I like Faulkner, but I feel like you got to clip him.
You can't clip Faulkner, dude. You just can't. He's won too many fucking Supercross races. You can't clip it. As much as I'm like, yeah, you got to.
He needs a fresh start, man.
You can't. He needs to make the decision to go to a different team. That's what he actually needs for himself personally.
Yeah.
But you can't clip him as Kawasaki. If he wants to keep riding for you, you got... I mean, dude, look at this year. Yeah, he wins the first race and he's leading the second one until a fucking disaster happens there. And again, as much as I've badmouthed him in the past, per se... I don't know.
I didn't like him early in his career, but
I'm really upset.
I turned the corner.
I am really upset. These guys' messages turned off, so I couldn't send him that video directly of him casing the leap there.
Oh yeah. He's got the message. I'm sure he's getting messages left and right.
I'm sure he is too, which is probably why he's got him turned off. But anyway, but that's my thoughts on that. Is that you have to do that and get Masterpool for an outdoor only deal, and then like the last 4 rounds or something. Yeah, you pull him from...
One of those other guys is bound to get hurt at this
Supercross.
Point, so.
100%. 100%. So, all right. Jordan Smith, 613 for 9th. Think about that triumph already.
Must be.
Juju goes 15-8 for 10th.
Solid. Dude, he's been solid.
Yeah.
He's been solid. I didn't know the Carlos Rivera connection.
I don't know that, I guess. I don't.
So Carlos was basically like Davey Millsap's dad growing up. Like every time, my mechanic Carlos, whatever, like he was the father figure.
Oh yeah, I did hear this. Yeah.
And then now Julian being in at KTM.
Yes, Carlos
and
is
kind of Carlos is the mentor guy. So that kind of changes my opinion on the KTM's giving up on this kid thing.
Yeah.
Maybe Roger, because Roger just doesn't talk to you.
Actually, dude, we heard KTM was like over it, and then the next week I hear KTM is like all about it. It's fucking great. He's exceeding expectations. Yeah. So I don't know what to believe.
Maybe they came out and corrected the rumor. I don't know. But
I'll have to fire off a text and see if there's any.
Oh, you got
info.
The connects now, huh?
Maybe with that one.
Where are you getting all these connections?
I talk to people all the time.
Where at?
The track.
Oh, you just say hi. I'm Travis from Moto Aftermath Show.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
No, you don't.
I talked to Ando's trainer at Redbud after the race was over.
He knew who you were?
Yeah, I did a podcast with Hopper and him. So yeah, he knew exactly who I was. Oh. And I'd seen him earlier in the day, but he was talking to Will Hahn, and I'm not one of those. I don't fanboy well. You know this. And
I'm not a good fanboy either.
And so, like, I'm not good about, like, when there's a situation like that, going up and being like, oh, hey, man. Because I DM'd him and said, hey, man, I'll see you, like, at Redbud. Hopefully I'll run into you or whatever. And he was like, yeah, cool, man. Just stop by, say hi. I was like, okay. And yeah, we were filming the reaction show, and then just happened to run into him leaving the Kawasaki truck. I was like, "Hey, man!" And like we talked and interviewed him a little bit, and yeah, no, he's cool. So I'm hoping maybe see him at Iron Man, be like, "Bro, can I get a tour of the rig?"
The Cowie rig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully,
I've been in there.
I bet you have. I'm not on payroll though, so
I'm not either.
we'll see. Oh, okay. I bet your paychecks still come from Kawasaki Corporation.
No, they don't.
Who they come from?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, put it on the list. Oh shit, we got a lot to talk about. All right, let's keep moving here. Swole goes 11-12 for 11th. That's a little bit of an off day. I don't know what happened to him. Jet Reynolds.
Hey, what?
I'm waiting for 2 titles, so I
give me
can
the
continue.
results. Give me the results.
14-11 for 12.
He's been building toward the top 10.
Building.
So we'll give it to him.
Shimoda goes 435 for 13th.
Where'd he come from that first moto? He's looking pretty good.
I don't know, man. I thought he was going to the front, to be honest with you. At the end there, he was moving.
He was.
And then all of a sudden he like stalled out, and then Deegan got him back, and I was like, oh, okay, guess that's what we're doing.
How about the video of that little wheelie scrub thing?
From who?
Shimoda. You haven't seen it?
Uh-uh.
He was at Nick Way's house all week.
I don't know. Oh, I did see that post, but
Yeah,
it was
he was like doing this wheelie and like I don't know. It was
Huh.
sweet. So gear was cool too. I was a big fan of his gear.
yeah.
Stuff.
Pierce Brown 13-14 for 14th.
Just in the brown.
Hymus goes 5 DNF for 15th. Dax Bennett goes 35-7 for 16th.
Bennett has been very underwhelming all year. for me.
He said it's been a struggle. He said it in that Yamaha video, and he's not oblivious to this has not been the great outdoor season for him.
What's the reason you feel
No idea.
too much emphasis on Supercross?
I don't know. I'm
Because
not
he was
sure.
decent in Supercross.
Yeah, it was okay. Savachi 29-9 for 17th.
Bike keeps breaking, huh?
I don't think he's going to get that win for me. I'm very sad about it. Talviku 17-19 for 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Talon Hawkins 16-20 for 19th. And Nick Romano goes 40th, 15th for 20th.
Poor Nick Romano.
And that wraps up your top 20. I still love the fact that on a live show, he DM'd us back and was like, nah, bro, we're good.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So,
Well, all right, so you're walking around the pits. How many other people recognize you?
250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing. What do you mean?
Anybody come up to you and he's like, oh, you're the guy from the show?
I had a couple of people in the crowd when I was filming.
Wow.
I had one dude on, was it press day? I think it was press day. Dude's name was Trevor. So shout out Trevor again. You're getting another shout out. I walked down the fence by the rollers and I started to film. And he like did this, and I was like, "Oh man, don't worry about it. You're cool." And he's like, "No, I watch your show, so I want to make sure you got room." And I was like, "Oh, really? All right, cool, man." And so I started talking to him, and then there was somebody else that I ran into the next day, race day that I talked to, and then I had somebody else DM me this week. You might have saw it because it was on the Instagram, and say, "Hey man, saw you at Redbud, but you were filming, and I didn't want to interrupt or whatever." So there was a few. How
about like people in the pits, riders, stuff like that?
Nobody really. You always get looks of people looking at you like they feel like you know how you can tell when someone's looking at you like they know you?
Maybe.
Like
these are like rider people or what?
Rider and team people. Like it's not so much just like a gaze over of like, okay, whatever.
Is
dude.
it like a fuck this guy kind of thing?
I don't even get that vibe. It's just like, man, I know him, but I'm not sure where I know him from. Like we've been seen, but just not quite enough to be like, oh, Travis.
No.
It's not like, oh, Mathis,
Yeah.
type deal. But it's like, man, I know that guy. I feel like he's got a whatever. So, like I said, a little bit here and there, nothing crazy. And we walked around, like I said, and talked to a couple people. So that was a thing. So how did it go for you? Were you working at Redbud or no? You weren't there.
I couldn't even get pit passes.
Really?
Yeah, I got there and they were just like, yeah, they're all sold out, and I was like, what? So apparently you got to buy them online beforehand now or something. But no, just got up in the morning, picked up my neighbors, Went to parked in that top parking lot in the back there, behind the pro pits, where will call is and all that.
Oh yeah, you park back there.
Move. I park back there.
Yeah. That's where we park too. Industry.
Went in, wandered around, popped a squat. Didn't bring sunblock. Nothing. Saw you at the Leap.
Yep.
That's where we started. I usually always start there.
That's where we start.
Yeah, and then got burnt as shit.
Oh man, so we had a killer spot. So we were going to go in and go to that other side, like we talked about behind T1. We ended up finding a spot. So you know where the TV compound is, right there by the ski jump?
Yeah.
So right next to it, it like big slope flattens out.
Like
another slope.
Like at the grass track?
Yeah.
Like you're on the grass
Yeah,
track.
like we're in the pits.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
You could still see that screen over there, see what was going on?
No, so we couldn't see the screen, but I could watch them from the ski jump, down, tunnel jump. I couldn't see him in the black dirt corner, but then I could see him
All
in
the way
that
to
jump
launch
coming
pad.
out. Yep, all the way basically to launch pad. So we sat there, and it was awesome because we were under a tree, so we had shade all fucking day. It was super nice. It was super easy to get in and out of. There was an area up there in the pits where you could go in and out through the fence.
Yep.
And
at the top of the ski jump.
Yep. So it was, yeah, dude, it was sick. So
I have to try to go. And
we
actually-
parked ourselves there, and I kind of went back and forth with filming stuff. But I parked my chick and my dad there and was like, okay, cool. You guys gonna hang out here? Yep. All right, sweet. I'll be back.
I might get on your program next year. Redbud just kind of, it's just getting stale to me because it's the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I wanted to leave a little earlier, honestly, but it was my neighbor's first time at Redbud, first experience.
Yeah.
And dude, the crowd. I thought that was the
It
best
was
crowd I've ever
so
seen.
busy.
I think that was the best crowd I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it had to do with 4th of July being on Thursday. So everybody kind of had the whole week already off.
Yep.
So economy's bad though.
Yeah. I still I don't know, man. Like when I get to the races, I enjoy them, but it's still like
And then driving home, I was like,
yeah.
dude, I'm dead.
yeah, like we weren't even in the sun and stuff all day, and I was like driving home and I'm like, fuck, I'm tired. I slept till 11 o'clock Sunday.
The next day,
Like,
I couldn't do that. I get all anxiety that I'm being lazy.
dude, I didn't mean to. Her alarm went off at 8 for church.
Slept
And
right through it.
no, I woke up, laid back down, and I thought I laid down for like another hour maybe. I thought maybe it was like 9. I was like, oh, we were kind of thinking about going to church, but it was a long day
You
the
need
day
to go
before.
to church. God knows that.
I mean, I went to church today. I listen to the Bible every day.
Were you sweating?
No. No. Jesus is my homie. We're fine. But anyway, I'm not here to Bible thump you. Like, you can go on that journey whenever you want
I
to.
went to a Catholic high school, so we're good.
Okay. Well, and there's a whole nother thing with Catholic religion, but we'll get
I
into
got
that
touched by
later.
priests, it's cool.
But dude, no, I laid back down, and then she finally brought the dog in at like 11 and made him jump on me, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What time is it?"
I'm
she's
grinding.
like, "It's 11." I'm like, "What?" Yeah. So needless to say, I don't ever sleep that late. I can probably count on one hand how many times I've slept that fucking late. And like I said, we didn't even stay that late. We were out of there at
I left 15 minutes
6:30?
before the end of the 450 moto quit.
we were out of there at 6:30, 7 o'clock. So we were home by 8:30-ish.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So
It's just kind of getting stale to me. I never thought I'd say that, but I need something different maybe.
yeah, I enjoy
Wandering around the pits would have been fun, but again, didn't get pit
wandering
passes
around the
and-
pits is definitely makes it. If I was going like we went last year where I didn't have pit passes or anything like that, like the all day ones or whatever, I don't need to go to that anymore. I can watch the shit on TV. I'm cool. To be really honest with you, if I wasn't trying to meet people kind of like I am, and like I like I said, I don't do good fanboying, so I don't do good just running up and being like, "Hey, I'm Travis, Moto Aftermath Show, whatever." If I wasn't trying to do,
I can't do that.
If
shit
I wasn't
either.
trying
I'm
to
not good with
do,
that.
if I wasn't trying to like casually run into people, like say after the race, there wouldn't be a reason for me to go.
Right.
I just watch it on TV, do my analysis like I do now, and like that would be it. So because it's like, okay, like first moto there, I'm watching. obviously Deegan's catching Master Pool. Well, once they get out of my periph there, I can't see anything. I literally walked up the hill to a guy in a Star Yamaha shirt with a headset on and was like, because I can hear people going crazy. And I'm like, did Deegan get him? Well, I don't know. Cool. I don't have any fucking idea either, bud. You got a headset on.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be talking. Like,
Guess not.
you not got it turned on? You just wearing the headset for fun?
I wonder if you can go there with like a headset and start flipping around on channels and get on
Oh,
the
you
same
100%
channel.
could. 100%.
Let's do it.
I had Kev's on one time and somebody else was on there, and I don't know who the fuck we accidentally got on, but it was some team.
What are they talking about?
I don't remember. I just remember hearing somebody and I was like, who the fuck is this? They're like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong channel.
Wrong chat.
Sorry, wrong chat. So before I get kicked out, let me just turn that off. So yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you definitely could. I don't know. It's like, that's what I hate about it, is because there's not good enough cell service. Like, first motos, I was trying to run the race on my phone. Mm-hmm. Number one, it was like 35
Dude,
seconds
just go
behind.
over to the AMA truck and just stand there and watch it.
I don't know, man. I'm just like, dude, like, if you were somewhere where you could see a screen, it'd be okay. But again, there's not enough of them. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. Like, this is why I like Supercross. In Supercross, I can see that battle all the way to the finish line. I know who wins. Great, cool, awesome. Here, I'm like, dude, I saw that part of the track. And I went to Justin at the end of the day. I was like, dude, that was a boring race. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, where did you stand? He's like, I stood right down by the rollers. And then, like, watching the race back, I'm like, yeah, that side of the track, there was a whole bunch of shit that happened. Over here, from ski jump on, there wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Outside of Hunter ragdolling down the hill, which again, I can't see
Deegan
who
hitting the
did
bike.
it.
I watched that whole thing happen.
Well, I couldn't see that. That was like,
I watched the guy do the endo, the whole 9.
did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and that's the shit that's like, dude, I can't, like, you can't see it because you can't see who's down, whatever. So
We were sitting there talking about. It's like I spoke it into existence. We were sitting there talking about it, and I was like, "Yeah, my chain snapped off the face of that jump, and I went right over the bars." And he's like, and Denver's like, "Yeah, I did the same thing. There was a kicker at the top, but I didn't let off. The front wheel missed it." And dude, 5 minutes later, I was like that guy. I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I'm like, I thought Vial got the bike.
yeah.
And then I see Deegan go off it, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
He lands, and then all I see is his ankles. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, watch that whole thing happen.
Well,
Pretty incredible.
anything else you want to cover here? We made 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Wow.
It's a pretty good show. I mean, that was 45 minutes talking about Trump getting shot. So
we talked about some crazy shit.
All
Talked
right.
about my work life a little bit.
we did, which was good. I think people will enjoy that. I think people will enjoy all of it, to be honest
I
with
don't
you.
know. Hopefully everybody enjoys it. I'll read the comments.
now we
Y'all's
got-
nuts will be on there talking
Now we got
shit.
an hour of notes to talk
Yeah,
about.
hey, y'all's nuts. I'm back.
Hey, dude, they were excited. People were saying we need Cole back, so
Yeah.
here we are. So, all right, this has been episode 278. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure to check all the sponsors: Complete Racing Solutions, TLR Coatings, Holster Co,
Go to
Gunner
Worx.
Worx, Pro Flo Racing, and Isaac Nelson Designs. Links in the description down below. Also, make sure again to join our members area. Mm-hmm. I am going to, as soon as I possibly can here, which will hopefully be pretty soon, start live streaming to the members the show. Maybe we'll start next week. Next week, we're wrapping up Washougal. Got Dan from RevX coming in.
Oh, man.
Gonna see if we can make a sponsorship deal happen on the show.
Damn, we haven't even talked about it on the test on air. We did the test.
We haven't. Did you see the video? You saw the
Yeah,
video,
I saw
right?
the video.
I thought the video was pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially considering I dropped the ball, did not get my footage uploaded to the thing in time.
Yeah, I should probably get a hold of them. I'd like to see some like just raw footage. Just have it around.
So
But my GoPro was acting like shit all day, so
thanks everybody for tuning in. Join the members area. We'll see everybody next week.
I